Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Internet. I'm guessing that some of you can now see my face on somewhere on the screen. If you can hear me, if you can see me, if you can see all the stuff that's going on in the background here with the Kickstarter page, then leave me a comment in the comment section. If you're not on a bit which has a comment section, if you go straight to the YouTube logo thing in the corner, I think it's like there-ish, then I'll take you to YouTube and it'll have the comment section on the right hand side, so you can see what everyone else is saying and what's links and different things I'll be firing in there over the next 3 hours. So I'm gonna just pop a thing in and say hello. But yeah, if you can hear me, if you can see me, let me know. There we go, we've got one person, Trisha, hello. I can see you, and I'm now going to turn down this incredibly loud music in my ears. Okay, cool. So, my name's Peter, if you haven't guessed by now. I'm the chief guy at Inside the Box Board Games, the publisher of Sub Terra II. And I'm going to be doing this live stream for the next sort of 2-3 hours, right up until the end of the campaign. And yeah, basically this is your opportunity to kind of ask any questions that you might have at all about the game, us, projects, the logistics, the kind of creative direction of the game, absolutely anything you want at all. A few times, like throughout the sort of course of the live stream, we've got a few cool announcements, so keep an eye out for those. We've got the dog name contest results, and it was a shock win. So you'll find out later on what's happening there. Awesome. A few more people saying hi. We do see and hear you. That's awesome. Thank you very much. But yeah, let me know like what it is. Why you backed Sub Terra II. What it is about it you like. Where you might see the Sub Terra kind of universe expanding to next. I mean, obviously we've got our own ideas about where we might take things, but it'd be really great to hear more cool stuff. Because I mean, this has been an amazing campaign for people contributing to the kind of the world of Sub Terra through the competitions and all on the polls and everything that's kind of gone with that. 2 years ago when we ran the Sub Terra 1 campaign, we did the horror competition, the flash fiction competition, loads of other stuff. And we kind of did that on a whim, really. It was mostly just to get the horror competition, to get the miniatures for the horrors done that people wanted. But since then, like the competitions that we've run on campaigns have been more and more popular. I mean, the Doggo poll has been unbelievably popular. I think we had 500 votes on that and about 150 suggestions for names in the first place, which was mind-blowing compared to some of the other stuff. But even on the more complex ones, like the competition for the second character, the non-combat character for the Sci-Fi and Wakes expansion, we had 160 individual submissions for that, which is amazing. 160 different people sat down and put the time into making a character idea for Sub Terra, and one of those was lucky enough to be, will be a part of the game forever, which is kind of awesome. And hopefully later on you'll get a sneak peek at the artwork for the Inventor, who is the combat character for Typhoon Wakes, which is the first one. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks or whatever, we'll start seeing some artwork for the Cartographer, which is the non-combat character. Which is one with 160 submissions, which was amazing. We just had a comment there from Trisha, just saying you've been a fan since the first Kickstarter. Thank you very much. That's really appreciated. Like it really means a lot when people come back to campaigns for for the second or third or fourth or fifth time or whatever it is. But yeah, it's been a long journey. Going from that first campaign to here. Back then it was literally just me in my bedroom. I barely had any idea what I was doing, and like the success of Sub Terra 1 just came out of nowhere, and like I was really pleased, and obviously it was amazing that we had so much success, but it was really, really hard work making that happen. And obviously we had problems, and we fixed a lot of the stuff really early on, and some of the things are taking a little bit longer. But yeah, it's really nice to see that people have kind of appreciated what we've done to kind of make that as amazing as we wanted it to be, and kind of do everything that we said we were going to do to the standard we wanted to do it. But yeah, so thank you, Trisha, and I'm sure many others of you, watching and back the campaign are Sub Terra 1 backers as well. But yeah, so I'm just kind of whittering on at this point. But yeah, if anyone has any questions about anything to do with Sub Terra at all, really don't mind. I'm literally just here for 3 hours to chat, and hopefully watch the numbers go up a bit. We're now on. I'm just going to move my face out of the way. Oh no. Let's have a look. We are at £280,491 out of a £65,000 goal, so we're quite good there. And 3,453 backers with just over 2 hours to go. So we really are getting right down to the wire now, which is awesome. There we go. That's another chunk. Awesome. But yeah, so I guess we've got another question here. So from Bartek. Yeah, so I was interested in the Sub Terra 1 campaign, but skipped that back then. But the reviews from Dice Towers Z made me regret that, so couldn't skip this one. Yeah, we were really, honestly, so pleased to see Z Garcia review Sub Terra and be really positive. And I think he's done about another 10 videos where he's mentioned that Sub Terra is either the best of a particular group of games or his favorite game of a particular kind of chunk of them or whatever, which has been honestly really amazing. Like someone who's played that many games and has a real discernment for good stuff. It really is an honor to have that. And yeah, another stretch goal has been hit. So we are over 280,000 now. So we are now, if I go to the campaign page, let's go all the way down to the stretch goal graphic. Here we go. So we've unlocked the individual tarot card art. So every single one of the tarot cards, which is part of the Fortune Teller special ability. If you watch the Arama's Light live stream we did earlier today, you'll see how that's worked. But yeah, so every single one of those will have completely individual illustrations on them, and the draft one that was just a generic one was awesome. So these are going to look really cool. And yeah, we've now just hit expansion character story cards as well. So in your Kickstarter exclusive pack, you'll have 17 story cards that go through the backstory of each of the different characters, including the expansion circle characters and the two new ones that have been contributed by the backers, the inventor and the cartographer. So thank you to both of the backers again that submitted those winning entries, and to the 300 people who submitted some really creative stuff. Honestly, there's some really cool stuff in there, and it's really been amazing to see all these exciting ideas, because it's really validated our wish to kind of keep going with the Sub Terra stuff and kind of keep making more and more interesting things and kind of see where we can push it. But yeah, I think my picture's died. Oh no. Oh, it's back again. Okay, cool. Not sure why I did that there. If you're experiencing any technical difficulties or whatever, just let me know in the comment section, and I'll hopefully fix it. So I've got a couple more questions on here. I've got a question from Ryan. Do you have a favourite character, lore-wise or game-wise? That's a good question. I think playing... I'll stick to the core games. Obviously, that's the one that most people have the reference to. I think game-wise, I think my favourite character to play is the Foreman. I really like the shore-up ability. That's where you spend an action point to place one of the shore-up tokens that the Foreman has as a special ability, and that basically neutralises whatever that tile is. So it covers up the symbols of the tile. So it means, for example, a Guardian can't spawn on a Guardian tile if you put it there, or someone can't cave in again, or the lava doesn't scorch you, or a trap doesn't activate. So that can be really useful, and if you're careful with where you put it, you can really give yourself a real advantage. I actually like playing that in combo with the Sapper, so you can kind of create a really easy through route straight to get an artifact or a key, or just escape. Lore-wise, I think I've got a sore spot. Even a soft spot for the archaeologist. I think everybody knows the reference we're going for, but we kind of give our own twist on it. But I really like that kind of character. I really like that kind of plucky adventurer who is just a bit of a nerd. Maybe because I really relate to it. I like adventuring and a bit of a nerd, I think. So yeah, I really like the archaeologist kind of lore-wise. As a kind of unarguably good character. And we've got a question from Trisha. What are the other alternative Sanctum and Keyroom themes? Well, you will have to wait for that, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, we've not settled on the exact one. We do have a list of them, of the different ones that we're wanting to do. But we're not going to be releasing the final list until we whittle down and make sure exactly the ones that we know we want to do. What we've got next? So that's interesting. Yeah. So we've got another question from Bartek. Just had a thing from Andre. He said that did the stream just die? It did for a second there. It should be back online now. If you could let me know, someone else, if you can still hear and see me, that would be really helpful. But yeah, so Bartek has said, was the Cave game, it's actually a board game that was released a good number of years ago, I think, an inspiration for Sub Terra 1. I actually don't believe it was. So Tim designed the game back in 2016, believe it or not. And it was back then when we were at the UK Games Expo that we actually saw Sub Terra for the first time. So yeah, I don't actually believe that the Cave was, but we were then kind of at the time, sort of 2016, late 2016. Someone kind of let us know that was a kind of reference point, and that one, for people's reference, is basically a spelunking game. So it's a game about people going through a cave system, much more as a kind of simulation game about the feeling of spelunking, kind of caving in and of itself. So it's a bit more realistic as an experience than Sub Terra is, but the core purpose of Sub Terra was survival horror. So although the cave was the structure and the kind of the setting of that, it was kind of fundamentally different kind of thing. But it's interesting that you know that, because that was a reference that we kind of, someone said, I can see kind of similarities there. But kind of I think from what I remember of it, the similarity in terms of like how it looks. From the kind of top down, you kind of see the sprawling sort of tile network. Awesome, thanks Andre for confirming you can still see it. Peter's mum logging. Hi mum. I'm betting she's going to be here until midnight. She won't be going to sleep yet. We're going up again. So we've got 281,117, and that's 3,461 backers. So thank you for all those people that are joining us now. Okie dokie, what else we got? So if any more questions, guys, you just want to hear me rabbit on about stuff, let's have a look at what we've got here. In fact, let's go to the community tab and see kind of where people are coming from, because that's always fun. So yeah, I mean, what's really interesting, like I always love looking at this kind of data. Let's put that there so you can see it on the screen. So yeah, seeing like what the top cities and the top countries are for like where backers have come from, I always find pretty fascinating. So yeah, we've got London, kind of understandably, that's where we're based. We've got a lot of friends here. Paris, that's near to where our French publisher Nuts is based. Sydney, Montreal, Melbourne, Chicago, Seattle, Berlin, Hamburg, Minneapolis. But yeah, it's quite interesting, quite a spread there. We've got we've got Australia, Canada, United States, Germany, France, and the UK. That's pretty cool. It's not all just UK or US cities, which it can be. And in terms of countries, we've got most from the United States. So 1,248 backers from the United States. Thank you very much, in American. We got 623 from the United Kingdom. Not quite as good, but we're a smaller country. We've got 338 from France, 242 from Germany, 187 from Canada, 115 from Australia, 69 from Belgium, surprisingly enough, 56 from the Netherlands, 52 from Spain, and 48 from Denmark. That's cool. But yeah, it's really interesting actually when we do the big sort of export of data and we start crunching the numbers on the campaign, kind of seeing where all the kind of the one for a country people are, people in like really small islands in the Caribbean, in the Middle East. We've seen people on like Pacific Islands. And I still haven't sent a game to someone in Antarctica yet, so I'm hoping there's someone here. If you're in Antarctica, right, and you want me to send a game to Antarctica, I will send one for free, just so I can say I've sent a game to Antarctica. All right, so that's a challenge for someone to get all the way to the British Antarctic territory and sit in a scientific lab for a while just to get a free copy of the game. But yeah, so it's gone up again. Oh my god, yeah, there we go. That's cool. Another couple of backers there. I've got a few more questions. So now that all the characters are decided, do you have a dream character that isn't present? There's a character, or the kind of like, I want to say like the kind of the thematic side of a character that I really liked from the first round of the character creation competition, from the combat character side. Not necessarily because it was going to be suitable for this, but I really liked the kind of general vibe, and that was the Whaler character. It was one of the finalists. I just really like a lot of like fiction from that kind of Moby Dick era, I guess. And like stuff like if any of you have read the original Frankenstein, there's a whole kind of Arctic section to that. And I've always been like, since I was a kid, like really fascinated with kind of Arctic or Antarctic expeditions. Actually, some of my favorite games are based on that as well. It's always been a kind of like dream of mine to kind of like do a big expedition like that. It's something really wild but like cold. Maybe it's something to do with my Northern English roots, I don't know. But yeah, I really like that idea, you know, kind of the harpoons and leather jacket kind of thing. Got a question from Bartek. Is the reprint of Sub Terra I available in this campaign the same as the original, or was it updated? Yes, so it does actually contain lighter tiles. So to those of you from the Sub Terra I campaign, we will make those lighter tiles available to you for a small amount, basically as cheap as we can make them. But yeah, there was a reprint of Sub Terra done about a year after the original campaign, so it's basically a reprint of that. Hi Russ. How you doing? Russ just saying hello. Bone Idol Matt, good name. Will there be crab meeples in the Lava Crab add-on as well as the minis for those backers that haven't opted for the core game upgrades? Yes, I forgot to put it on the graphic. I'm an idiot. There will be meeples in there as well. What are the alternative Sanctum tiles going to be? Not going to tell you just yet. We haven't decided. We've got a list of really cool ideas that we've gone through. Basically a full list. But if we don't reach all of the different social goals, which we may not do, then we're going to have to decide which one gets cut, basically. So we're still kind of working that out. So we'll do that after the campaign's finish and let everyone know. What have we got? Antarctica shipping £400. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll just airlift it out there or something. Snuck. Snuck home from work. Oh dear. I do wonder if we have backers in Antarctica. I mean, the chances of us having a backer in Antarctica and watching this stream is pretty unlikely. Get back to work doing science and stopping the world from melting. But also cool. But yeah, so I'm just gonna shift this. Shift my face a little bit over so you can see the numbers. So yeah, what we're gonna do is maybe talk about some stretch goals. So, that's really weird. That's me right there. So last few hours, probably a cool thing to do actually. We kind of go through each of the stretch goals and kind of go through what they are and kind of how that adds to the game's experience. So first one we've got is this foil finish detail on the key tiles. What we really wanted to do here was kind of make the moment of revealing one of the key tiles really exciting and kind of like, oh wow, because it's such a key moment in the game and it's such a kind of big reveal that we wanted that to be the same when you actually physically flip over the tile. So the little symbol that's on the kind of the plinth will have an actual like hot foiled gold shiny key shape, which will I think look really cool. Then we've got the fire effect resin. So I don't actually have it on my desk annoyingly, but I used to have like a reference dice for this. But it's effectively like a translucent orange kind of resin with a swirled kind of yellowy orangey kind of thing inside it as well. If you're a big fan of dice, you'll know what I mean. But it kind of looks like a kind of lavary, fiery effect. So the hazard dice are going to be done using that effect, which is kind of cool. We just got a comment from Ryan there. Sub Terra III will be located in frozen Antarctic base just to justify the game being sent there. If I can get an Antarctic backer, anything is possible. I think the stream just went out for a second there. Hopefully I'm still here. Yeah, so the fire effect resin dice, they're there. Then we've got the Kickstarter exclusive, so the first one, character story cards. So every Kickstarter backer will get a pack of extra goodies, all the Kickstarter exclusives together in a pack. And part of that will be a set of cards, one for each of the characters, much like the Sub Terra I cards that we sent out. and that will be the kind of backstory or kind of file on that particular character, kind of who they are, where they came from, information about them, stuff that you kind of want to know, the kind of backstory info. There we go. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, and then the next one, we've got UV spot gloss details on tiles. So this is quite a common one on a lot of Kickstarter campaigns. It's like a pretty standard, like sort of nice finish you get on a lot of printed goods. So you get this on books as well. It's basically a slightly raised kind of like resin that's transparent. So it gives a kind of like an interesting feel to it. And it also makes certain areas shine basically wherever it's kind of applied. So things like kind of the blood slicks on the traps and details like that would make it really pop and make it look really cool. And then we've got UV fluorescent effect on the Guardian tiles. This is one of my favorite printing effects. I absolutely love it. It's basically invisible ink. So in the Sub Terra 1 campaign, we unlocked this on it, and it's been one of the most popular things we did with Sub Terra 1, and I love it. You can basically play the entire game under a black light, which is super cool, because all of the little weird mushrooms that are printed in the artwork that kind of in the theme light up the cave actually do light up the game under a black light if you have no other light in there, which is really cool. So we're going to have all these like weird runes and magic-y stuff in the Guardian tiles, which is what's going to be on those, which is going to be awesome. The next one is the dyed punch board. So this is one we kind of found out was a thing by accident when we did the black punch board for Sub Terra 1. We basically didn't even realize it was a thing you could do. And then the factory was like, hey, we've got this like spare stuff that's like exactly what you might like. So obviously we did the research for this, and we're going to get all of the lava tiles are all going to be, or the temple tiles are all going to be in orange. And then I think some of the other ones are going to be in black as well. Just to kind of have a bit of a difference there. But it'll look super high quality. If you've ever seen those like business cards that have like a kind of core to them that's coloured, it's like that. Then we've got printed cardboard core box insert. So core box insert, the cardboard organizer, and it'll have loads of artwork printed on it. So nice and simple. It looks really nice when you open up the box. What we got? Yeah, still mine invisible. Awesome. Next one, we got alternate art reverse side of the core character boards. So every character board will have a front side, be about kind of this big. A front side which will have the artwork and the written text. So for the majority of you, that'll be in English. And then on the reverse will be a kind of symbol side. So for those of you who actually know what you're doing already, you played that character before, you just kind of want a reminder. Or for those of you who don't have access to a printed version in your language and you're using one of the external rule books, then you can flip that over. You have the symbol side, reminds you what to do, and that will have a different artwork. So there'll be a whole different pose, might be a slightly different costume, whatever, which we're developing with Diana, which will be really fun to see how that all comes out, actually. Be really fun to see kind of all that artwork come out. Only need 4 more fans, 4, on Board Game Geek to unlock another set of Kickstarter exclusive promo tiles. So any of you watching, if you haven't found Sub Terra II on Board Game Geek, you need to do it now, because you're 4 away. We literally just need this many of you. In fact, I'm going to open up Board Game Geek on a window now, and let's have a look at it. I'm going to watch it go down. Yeah, look at this. 496. That's all. We're literally 4 away. So any of you. In fact, I'm going to pop the link right here. I'm going to put that in the chat. So if any of you are watching and going, I don't know, you can pop it in there. And let's see if we refresh, see what happens. I'm watching you. I'm watching all of you. Okay, we'll come back to that later on. Cool. So yeah, it basically means double the artwork on the character boards. It gives you a bit more context for that character, which is nice. Then we've got the printed core box lining. So this is basically a lining goes basically a piece of art paper that goes on the inside of the box. See what I did there? So obviously you pull apart 2 parts of the box and it's printed on the outsides, but the inside's kind of bare, raw cardboard. So it won't be anymore. I mean, nicely printed with some artworks and patterns, whatever kind of Marco and Diana can cook up together. Then the next one, we've got the Kickstarter exclusive, second one, alternate molded lead explorer medallion. It's really hard to say, so 10 times fast. This one will be basically a molded plastic lead explorer medallion that will be like super cool. It will be kind of like big coin sized. Pardon me. And yeah, it'll kind of look like an old, kind of rusty, weird thing. But yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Next one is special effects on Sanctum Tile. So we're gonna keep this one secret, what that exactly involves. You will think it's cool, I think. I think you'll really like it, but there's a reason we've kept that one secret. Alternate art, reverse side on expansion characters. So yeah, the same as the core characters, all of the expansion characters, all 7 of them, and the doggo, will have alternate sides as well. And the alternate side of the doggo one, once we know what name it is, which will come later, will now be, because we've reached that social goal as well, will be inspired by the best of the adventure doggo pics that people sent in via Twitter, Instagram, and the type form as well, which is super cool. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. Because like it's always fun when you see like you or your family in something in a game. Like it's one of the things I really like, is like, you know, what my family members like in Statecraft, for example, like my auntie's dogs and silly stuff like that. Like it's quite nice. Okay, next we've got the constructible artifacts. That'll be for every game. We'll have like a little cardboard constructible artifact rather than just a flat token. Then we've got the Livestream art postcards. That is actually a Kickstarter exclusive. So every single one of the Livestream illustrations that Diana's done, so there should be 6 of them, those will be put onto like cool little postcards, and then we'll print them out. Well, say the printer will print them out, the manufacturer will make them, and we'll put that in the Kickstarter exclusive pack. And yeah, you'll get a load of cool like art cards. And send them your friends, put them on a poster, like all sorts of cool stuff like that. Just a nice little extra with the pieces of artwork. Obviously, you helped us make. But yeah, again, thank you to everybody who kind of joined in on the live streams with the illustration live streams. It was really, really fun to do. And it was great to kind of, you know, generate those ideas, especially the crab expansion coming from, you know, one of the illustration live streams. So people came up with a cool idea and we painted it and then we made it into a promo. Like that is really fun. We love being able to do stuff like that on Kickstarter because you can't really do it in any other way. Okay, so the next one is embroidered towel bag and gold drawstring. So yeah, instead of just like a heat transfer, like regular sort of thing on the front of the dice bag, it'll be properly embroidered onto the front, and it'll also have a gold drawstring. Nice and simple. It means, you know, that thing won't kind of rub off after ages if you keep playing it. I can imagine like it's like those t-shirts you get with the kind of prints on them, they eventually come off. Like, so that'll mean, you know, it's going to wear a lot better. Next one. Kickstarter exclusive 3D artifact. So it's going to be basically like a D12, you know, gold effect resin with the patterns engraved on the outside. The little picture there is really crappy because it's what I did in like 5 minutes. But yeah, it'd be like a cool pattern. It'd be similar in kind of general style art-wise to the kind of the proper big solid metal one, just a bit simpler. Foiled core box details. You have a cool like hot foil effect on a couple of the details, like the sort of Kickstarter edition bit, and so on the front of the core box. A Kickstarter exclusive, again, sculpted volcano tracking token. So this will be a little molded plastic or resin, depending on what the manufacturer recommends. Little flame token. I'm going to try and get it so it's roughly the same shape as the kind of the flame icon and the hazards, which you'll use to track your progress on the volcano board. The Dragon's Horde promo set, one of the most awesome ones. So this again is a Kickstarter exclusive, and this is basically a set of 3 key tiles and a matching sanctum tile. So the idea is you've got some little hoards of treasure, and then you're trying to get the big piece of treasure from the sleeping dragon. And the reverse of the sanctum tile, well, one side is the sleeping dragon, the other side is the dragon roaring and spewing out this kind of heat that turns into the lava, which is going to look really, really cool. We did it! Amazing! Awesome! Thank you, everybody. I'm just going to refresh that now just to check. We did it! 500! One more Kickstarter exclusive. Well done, everybody. Thank you to all of you who fanned the game. Really appreciate it. And well done. Honestly, that's really awesome. I mean, I looked this morning and it was like 100 more than it was like a couple of days ago. And I was like, oh my god, wow, we're actually going to make it. And we did, which is awesome. So yeah, well done, guys. So we've now hit the 500 Board Game Geek fans, the 5,000 ITB Facebook likes, and the 50 Adventure Doggo posts as well, which means we've got a total of 4 Kickstarter exclusive promo packs. So not only will there be the Dragon's Horde promo set, but there'll be 3 others as well. As we said before, we've got a list of really cool ideas, and we'll be selecting the best ones of those. We might even put it to a vote We'll see kind of what makes sense. And yeah, so you're going to get a whole bunch of really cool stuff, and each one of them is going to have like a really cool effect on it. So obviously the Dragon's Hoard is going to be a lot of foil, because gold. But yeah, so yeah, that's really awesome. That really is cool. It's been nice to see those like last 3 things just like knocked off at the right on the last day. Cool. So the next stretch goal is individual Doom card art. So it means all of the cards that the Typhoon player plays in the 1 versus many mode in Typhoon Wakes expansion, they'll all have individual art. So even if they're kind of duplicates of the same effect, they'll still have like individual art, which is going to be really cool. And it'll be a lot of fun for Diana to play around with as well. Gives her an excuse to do some really cool stuff. But yeah, and obviously that's the same with the tarot card art as well. So each of the individual tarot cards for the Fortune Teller, which if you saw the stream earlier, you'll know about, will have their own unique illustrations, which again is awesome. More art is good. Then we've got the Kickstarter exclusive 3D key tokens. So these are your D4s in the same style as the Kickstarter exclusive 3D artifact. And they'll have like cool patterns and stuff as well. So the kind of the keystones then get the artifact. Then we've got the unique lava art on every tile. Every single tile, every single one is going to have different art on it. Every single one. That means it might be small variations, but there will not be a duplicate tile in this game, which is a lot of art. So there'll be loads of little details, loads of little Easter eggs, loads of cool stuff thrown in there. Every reverse side, or the lava sides, will also be unique. So that is a lot of tile art. Diana is going to be sweating. But yeah, I mean, this is really awesome. I mean, obviously we could only afford to do this once we got to this level because it is obviously quite a big investment. But I'm really glad that we did, because it really makes the game feel just nicer. You know, it's kind of like every bit of the temple is unique. But yeah. And someone's just asked, Nibby Gaming, if you only back the base pledge, will you get the Kickstarter exclusives for the expansions too? So yes, basically. So the Kickstarter exclusive pack is basically one item. It's what we call a stock keeping unit, or a SKU. For any of you who do like logistics and warehousing, I'm probably boring you already, but basically like the core game is a SKU, and then the expansion are a SKU each, and then the upgrade packs are a SKU each, and then the Kickstarter exclusive pack is either the bag or box, however we kind of package it, will be a SKU on its own, kind of an item. So anyone who buys the core game will immediately get a Kickstarter exclusive pack added on. So even if there's a couple of bits that relate to the expansions in there, you'll still get those. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, and we also, because we hit 280,000, we also have the expansion character story cards. So the story cards for the 5 circle characters from Arami's Light, the doggo, of course, who we will see the name for very shortly, and also the 2 characters for Typhoon Wakes, which are created by you guys, the Inventor and the Cartographer. So I think it is around about time to reveal the name of a very special boy. But I think before we do that, it's probably a good idea just to make sure that people are ready for this. So if you want to know the name of the doggo, let me know in the comments, because I need to know that I'm not wasting my big moment here. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and let's see how this goes. But yeah, let me know if you want to know the name of the doggo. There were quite a few of you who voted, quite a few. So it was about 500 or something who voted for the name of this. The finalists were Spike, Indiana, Bandit, Echo, and what was the other one? I'm gonna have to check now. Forgotten. And Havoc. There we go. So it was Spike, Indiana, Havoc, Bandit, and Echo. Actually, what I'd really like to see. You want to know the name? Okay, that's one person. I'd be really interested to see those of you who are watching the stream. What do you think the most one? Careful about spamming too much. YouTube has banned people for emote spam without the creator's control. Oh no, that sounds not good. That was very distracting. Sorry about that. Give us the doggo. Give us the doggo. It's naming time. Yes, it is. So, before we go for it, I'd be really interested to know which you think is the most popular. So, I'll read them out again. We have Spike, Indiana, Havoc, Bandit, and Echo. So, who do you think it is? Just like chuck in the comments who you think it is. I'm just super intrigued to see who you think it is. See if any of you get it right. Got my handy blue drink. Shout out to America for the blue drink. Oh, this stuff's so good. My voice is already going. Got another 2.5 hours to go. We're on 3,479 backers at the moment. £283,253 of funding. Still got 2.5 hours to go. Awesome. So we got a few people there. So Steve reckons it's going to be Indiana. Bartek thinks it's going to be Spike or Echo, thinking that Indiana is a bit too obvious. That's interesting. My mum thinks it's going to be Havoc. Ateni thinks it's Indiana. Bone Idol Matt, Indiana. Harmon Walters, Spike, fingers crossed. I'm guessing that was your suggestion. Martin thinks it's going to be Indiana. Hadrick thinks it's going to be Spike, but any are fine to me. That's cool. Well, I am going to do something very technical right now. I'm going to see if I can get this right. It's going to go horribly wrong if I don't. Where are we at? Where are we at? There we go. I think this should work. Oh no, it's not worked. There's a big black blob on my screen. Ah, rubbish. Oh dear, I've ruined it. Oh no. Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. Oh no. Oh dear, you can still see me, so you know the stream's still going. I'm just sorting this out. Sorry guys, I really messed that right up. I was trying to do a big grand reveal and it just completely messed up the whole thing. I'm just gonna add that back in. There we go. There we go, that's much better. And what we'll do is we'll just shift that out of the way, make that a bit bigger. There we go, that's much better. Right, there we go. You can see all my tabs there. Got all my different things that I use all the time. Just hide them out of the way, not bothering you. Okie dokie, so sorry about that. Tried to make it super fun and I wrecked it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my whole display and it's going to go horribly wrong again, I imagine. Oh dear God, that's... no. Oh, if you saw that was a technical glitch and a half. Okay, bear with me. I'm gonna make this happen one way or another. We are gonna see the answer to this question. I am going to make it work. I can't believe it's got this infinite screen going on. Okie dokie. Right, I'm gonna work this out. Right. Okay, I think I can do this. Alright, I'm gonna add it from... You ready for this, guys? Are you ready? Okay, I worked it out. So much tension. There is so much tension. And we have the winner of the dog naming competition. It is Echo. Echo, Echo, Echo. Get it? So... yeah, there we are. I actually managed to work out it. So yeah, that is the name of the doggo, and that is official canon now. That is forever the name of the dog in Sub Terra II. So that will be on the actual character card. It won't be Beastmaster and Dog anymore. It will be Beastmaster and Echo. And yeah, pardon me, that will be the standard art on the front side of the playboards. And the reverse side will be obviously the one from probably the coolest picture from the Adventure Doggo competition. So thank you again to everybody who entered a submission for a name. Sorry if yours wasn't picked. And thank you again to everyone who voted. It was really fun to see so many people getting excited about the dog character. It's super cool. And yeah, hopefully you like it. And yeah, just got a picture of the artwork in there and the miniature render as well. Oh, that's cool, Steve. That's nice. But yeah, so I hope you like the name. I do. I think it's really cool. And yeah, so what should we do next? What should we do next, guys? So I've got a list of stuff to talk about here. Because we've got a lot to do, a lot to kind of generate here. So had a bit of a look through the stretch goals, had a bit of a chat through the Kickstarter exclusives. So actually I need to update this one now, because we've done 3 of these. Done the Adventure Doggo picks, the 5,000 Facebook likes, and also the 500 Sub Terra II fans on Board Game Geek. So thank you again to everybody who contributed there. That does mean we'll get 3 whole new Kickstarter exclusive promo, alternate art, Sanctum and key tile sets. So yeah, that'll be awesome. And yeah, so we'll launch the sort of like a poll or something in a week or so to kind of go through the choices for what those might be. But yeah, so if anyone's got any more questions, please help me out here with something to talk about. Otherwise, it's going to be a very boring couple hours live stream. It is just me on my own in my office. It's like nearly 10 o'clock PM here. If you're not in the UK, so it's a little bit late. But yeah, let me know what you want to know about. Like, ask anything you want about me, the team, the company, our projects, this project, how we made stuff. Anything you maybe wondered about board game publishing in general, or board game design and development in general. If you got any, if you just want some volcano facts, I'm sure my mum will oblige. She's got like a whole sheet of them from all the ones she's done every day. Also, massive shout out to Mom. Thank you so much, Mom. She's been amazing. Obviously we're still a small team, and we're really conscious that people really want to know stuff quickly and want to know stuff so that they can make a decision and pledge. And it's been amazing to have my mum there to help out with comments, keep people informed, and yeah, she's been amazing. So if you can do some clapping hands emojis or something in the chat, that'd be really nice. And yeah, Mum was an amazing job. I'm sure you could agree. And yeah, big thank you, Mum. I'm gonna buy you lots of chocolate. Okie dokie. So we just need 6 people to up to 1k pledges. Yes, yeah, that'd be nice. So yeah, what are we on at the moment? We're on 3,482, 283,534 pounds. So about 1,500 quid off 285. Who knows? We might even make it to 290. Let's see how things go. That'll be awesome. We got a couple more questions here. Cool. Thanks, guys. So we've got Nibby Gaming. Can you increase your pledge not from the pledge manager? I'm not sure I understand that question. Maybe reword that for me. If you mean when you're in the pledge manager, can you increase your pledge? Yes, you can. Will you down the line create new Sanctum promos that are not Kickstarter exclusive that you can buy like you did for a Sub Terra 1 with the start and exit? Probably, yeah. I mean, if we think of some cool ideas that we think people will enjoy, then yeah, sure. We had some silly ideas a while ago that are kind of more seasonal. So we'll, we may do those. We'll see how things go. I mean, no promises, obviously, but can you increase your pledge from the pledge manager? Yeah. So when you're in the pledge manager, it will give you the option to upgrade. So you are able to do that. Can we see the 50 dog adventurer picks? Yes. Not right now because I need to put it all together, but we will put those all. I'll probably put them on a gallery, something on the website, and do that. So yeah, we'll definitely put them up there because people taking the time out of the day to do them, so makes sense. Thanks to all of you for your hard work. Thank you very much, Steve. That's really appreciated, and especially Peter's mum. Yeah, don't forget Peter's mum. I don't care if you don't thank me, but thank my mum because she's done a great job and she's been there for everyone when we need questions answered. So yeah, awesome. So yeah, just chuck any more comments in there. Any more questions about the game and stuff you want to ask about the characters or how things play or inspiration for stuff, whatever. Just a question about the stickers there. Yeah, I mean, we've got no plans at the moment to kind of release any of those kind of stretch goal items that we may not reach. But who knows? I mean, we're not going to make any decisions on that kind of thing anytime soon. Because obviously the focus is delivering on the campaign. So we want to make sure that we get all that right first. Starting with the core game and the expansions and then the upgrade packs and all the extra bits. And getting that to the factory, checked through, approved by the whole team, and then out to you guys as fast as we can without making mistakes. but who knows? I mean, obviously we've continued doing bits and bobs of Sub Terra 1 stuff, like the 10 promo tile sets, making the backpack available to people, making the lighter tile sets available to people, doing the incubation expansion. So we're not just going to leave Sub Terra 2 behind. It's, we're going to keep supporting it, whatever that means. But yeah, so at this point I kind of don't know what to do. I feel like I burned through all my kind of list of things really quickly in my kind of like enthusiasm. Who likes data? I like data. You like data. So yeah, one of the things I thought would be actually interesting to look at was Kicktrack. So I'm just gonna go over there actually. So yeah, I find this really fascinating, and I really like looking at Kicktrack for other projects as well, and kind of seeing how they're doing, and seeing when they post updates and what kind of effect that has on a campaign. Like sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up, and seeing kind of projections and stuff. One of the things I really like actually is how the projection here on Kicktrack says that the highest it reckons we'll get is 279,965. Which we've beaten. So well done, guys. You smashed their projections on the last day, which is awesome. Data is cool. You are right. There is no other way to think about data. Data is awesome. So we got a question from Bartek. For the translators, do you have people in your team, or are you working with external translators from publishers from different countries? For Spanish, French, and German, we are working with our existing licensing partners for Sub Terra 1. So for French, that's Nuts Publishing. For German, that's Schwerkraft Verlag. And for Spanish, that's Second Gate Games. For the other languages, we're using external freelance translators and then external freelance proofreaders to produce it. So Steve just said, my 5-year-old daughter's made me reply to your video on the Kickstarter page about 10 times now. She asks me every morning before school, and I still play the game with her when it gets here. That's really lovely. That's really, really lovely. Like, thanks for saying that. It's nice to know that like people are excited about it. We play a lot of games and we get a lot of games, but like to know that there's someone who's that excited about something we made really makes a lot of it makes this worth doing, honestly. And it's really nice to know that people actually like really like what you're doing. It's not just a thing. It's something that makes them feel excited or they're enjoying it in some way. So that's cool. Thank you. But yeah, so one of the things I always think is interesting is like this kind of S-curve thing. So when you're running a Kickstarter campaign, it's like there's loads of like Facebook groups and Slack channels and Discord groups and all sorts of stuff. So kind of and places where you can get information about how running a campaign works and what to do to prepare, how to run it when you're actually in it. And just generally everything you need to, well, a lot of what you need to know. Replay the video. Need more coffee. Yeah, I'll do that in a sec. But yeah, like you'll basically see basically every campaign have the same general shape. And basically what it is like the kind of like this point here, kind of towards the end where things kind of ramp up, is obviously at the end of the campaign. People feel like they've got to make a decision whether they're going to back or not. So a lot of people might be sat on the fence and go, you know what, there's only a few days left. I'm going to go for it, or I'm not. And also in the last 48 hours, anyone who said the remind me later button, or press that button on the campaign page, who maybe wants to come back to it later, will get a notification email. So a lot of people come back to the campaign kind of at the end to kind of check it out and see if it's like, if they're on the fence, there's a few cool stretch goals, yeah, I'll go for it. Or there's lots of other people, I think that's enough of a signal for me that I like this kind of thing. What else we got here? So we've got a couple of questions here. What are the goals on the expansion scenario? So the best person to answer that is Tim. But basically, for memory, the arc one that you're trying to deliver a payload. So you're starting in the start with a really fragile thing that you're trying to deliver in, rather than going in and getting something, bringing it out again. But yeah, best thing to do is to ask Tim in the comment section. But what we will be doing is releasing probably some print and plays of the expansion content. Probably in a few weeks, well, within the next couple of weeks. I'm not exactly sure when, but we will be doing that, so you can check it out. But the rules are already on the campaign page, so you can check those out if you want to. But yeah, I can't remember from memory, so don't like hold me to it. But yeah, it's probably best not for me to just like go into it right now. I'll maybe look it up in a bit. My dream character, I wish made it, was the musician or the bard. Yeah, sadly that one didn't get voted for. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. You never know. But yeah, so as I say, this kind of S-code thing. So basically, like, the start of the campaign is, it's when it launches. So there might be a lot of people who press the remind me button equivalent before the campaign launches, or they follow us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, or they know us personally, or they just were on Kickstarter that day. And because of that kind of initial jump of people who kind of know about the campaign the first place, what tends to happen is it will climb the rankings really quickly. So it'll maybe like go to the first or second page of Kickstarter games or tabletop games or whichever section, and it'll be in the kind of popular rankings. And then people will see that more often because of that, and then obviously that puts it in front of more people, and that means more people will back it, hopefully. Which is why you kind of get that very sharp rise at the start. Then it kind of settles down as kind of people are kind of only coming across it, maybe kind of organically, and then at the end we'll get that reminder. It kind of goes up towards the end again. But yeah, I mean, like, and lots of things can happen. Like in the Sub Terra I campaign, we had a bump in the middle because that's when we offered the horror miniatures for the first time. So quite a few people decided to upgrade their pledges, and otherwise. But yeah, so that's a little bit of data for you. But you can do fun stuff like you can take a look at the daily data. So that shows you really see how exaggerated that can be. Our first day was nearly 100,000. Sorry, not 100,000 pounds. It was about 10,000 backers. And 82,000 pounds, which is really quite a lot of money in one day. And then it's pretty chill. A few backers joining the campaign kind of in the midsection, and then I kind of jump up at the end as well. You see kind of the backers per day kind of curve there. And then the comments per day. So this is one that's a bit more interesting for me as a creator to see on other campaigns. Is see kind of like what made the people in the campaign talk, like whether that's good or bad. It might be negative commentary, it might be positive, but kind of seeing what it was that kind of spurred people to engage, and like what is it that makes people excited or kind of like solicits an emotive response from people. Obviously I want to avoid anything that's bad, but I want to make sure I maximize those things that are good as well. Make the campaign something that's fun, fun and interesting to do. So hopefully I've been doing that. But yeah, the kind of big updates that we might have done about stretch goals or live streams or events that we might have done or things we might have added in or whatever else. You can obviously see those kind of spikes in the middle of the campaign. For those of you who don't know, like I've done like a sort of data blog thing about the Sub Terra I campaign. Kind of went quite deep into the numbers. I'll probably do the same thing again with the Sub Terra II actually, because there's quite a lot of backers and quite a lot of data there. Just for those of you who are interested. But yeah, also one really small thing that is really not that relevant, but I thought I'd mention. For some reason, KickTrack doesn't measure the days in our local time, like as it does on our Kickstarter dashboard behind the scenes. It does it in like I think Midwestern time or whatever it is the guys over at Pledge Manager are on. So it's like the days don't quite match up with our day, which is a bit irritating. But it's obviously the same total. Anyway. Oh, we got another little chunk there. So 284,171 actually. Actually, I'm just gonna shift that over a little bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna pop that over to the side there. There we go. So we've got £284,171 for 3,489 backers. Still more than 2 hours to go. Let's see those community numbers again. So, yeah, this is another interesting one actually. We've got 111 people on this campaign who've never backed a Kickstarter before, which it's always fascinates me. Like there are still decent chunks of people who've never backed Kickstarter who are now joining Kickstarter, and particularly I think it's amazing to me that they've chosen our campaign to be the first one. There are loads and loads of games out there. Really are a staggering number of games projects on Kickstarter any given day. So people have decided to back ours first. That really means a lot. So thank you to those people. Thank you if you're watching. And we've got 3,377 people who have been on Kickstarter before. Some people maybe only backed one or two projects. Some people back literally thousands, which is incredible, honestly. So we got a couple more questions. So we've got a comment from Steve here. So I always say making board games, although hard behind the scenes, must be rewarding because you're creating something that brings family and friends together and helps create great lasting memories. Yeah, honestly, yeah, that is a really big important part of what we do, or it's an important part of why we enjoy what we do, and I think why, although you're right, it can be very very hard. We're a very small company, we're a very young company, in terms of the length of the company, and also literally all of us are in our 20s. It can be very tricky, and like I'm still learning. Like I've been doing this 4 years now, and I still make a lot of big mistakes, and I've got to try and account for that all the time. Try and learn more and more and more to try and do things better. But the thing that gets me up in the morning, even when money's tight or we're having issues or things aren't going right or just it's hard work, is knowing that I get to do this. I get to reach over my desk and pick over a thing that I made, and I know for a fact, like, and I've met those people, that there are people who really love this game, and I can do the same thing with Newspeak and Sub Terra and obviously all the games that we're making over the next year. And that's really satisfying to know that you made something that people really enjoy and like they have great memories of that thing. Whether it's just a little quirk that you put into a game, like with Sub Terra and the little fluorescent light thing. The amount of times I've talked to people at conventions to say like, yeah, but a cool black light for my game room, and it like makes it super immersive, and I love it, and we like bring it out every time we have a big game night. Like, that's great. That we've contributed through our hard work to someone having a good time, and that is amazing. That's what games should be, is about creating a good experience, whatever that means for that game. That is super gratifying. Can Sub Terra 3 be in Antarctica with Yetis and penguins? I don't think that's going to happen, but it would be hilarious. So we've got a question from Bartek here. So, are all your games released through Kickstarter, or have you published some directly to retail? So far, everything's been through Kickstarter, but we do actually have a series of games which is going to be straight to retail, starting with Space Worm. We had a few hitches with that project, actually, but we're going to be printing that pretty soon, actually. So we're going to be having a lot of games coming out this coming year, 2020. All games that are playable in 45 minutes. They're very quick to learn, very quick to set up and break down. The idea is it's called the Lunchbox series, and they're all games that are kind of intended for a casual audience at lunchtimes in an office or school environment, that kind of thing. We've got a whole bunch of those, and some of those are really cool. Like I really enjoy those games, actually. They're all very kind of light-hearted and whimsical. So it's a little bit of a departure from our kind of core titles, but it's a really fun series, and I'm really excited to see what people think of some of those games as well. And we've got another question from Bartek. What convinced you to include Polish? Not a big market, but won't complain. Poland's a big country. A lot of people speak Polish. It's not necessarily as big a market as, say, Germany or France or the UK, but it's still a decent-sized market in Europe. And what we're kind of trying to do is kind of work out like where we think we can support a community of people in a country, or kind of with a new language. So looking at working with Polish publishers, in the same way we're kind of expanding out from, we started with France and Germany and then move on to Spain, and maybe I've been looking at Italy and kind of Portuguese or kind of Brazil. So it's just about kind of where those opportunities come from. I mean, like, it's unlikely that we're going to be offering, some of those languages, maybe some of the smaller countries, maybe like Latvian or something, because it's unlikely that the market is big enough at all to support that. Whereas Poland's a big country. Like, the board game market in general is growing everywhere, so it is in Poland, so it makes sense, to us at least. So that kind of felt like a natural extension of the main kind of countries that we were looking at in Europe. So we've got a question from Trisha. Why do you think there are fewer backers compared to Sub Terra 1? I don't know, honestly, not a clue. It's going to take me a lot of time and energy to kind of go through the campaign data and kind of work that out. I mean, my guess is probably because there's a lot more competition out there. 2 years ago, there were nowhere near as many campaigns live at any given time. And now there's a lot, and there's a lot of really big, expensive campaigns. So it's understandable that, people, there's a lot more people on Kickstarter for games. But people have only got a finite amount of money to spend, and I think people are being, more cautious with their spends. So if they really like Sub Terra, they're buying lots of Sub Terra, but maybe not buying a lot of other stuff. So yeah, I think it's honestly, it's something a lot of creators are kind of asking at the moment is, what is it? But yeah, it'd be interesting to kind of dive into the data and and do kind of survey questions and stuff and see what that is. Yeah, we got a suggestion from someone, so people might get tired of the Lovecraft themes, but it could be cool to have something in Antarctica inspired by the Mountains of Madness thing. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Why call it Sub Terra II, making a sequel instead of making its own title? That's a really good question. Basically, we wanted to do more Sub Terra, and the way we kind of positioned Sub Terra 2 was we wanted to make more Sub Terra stuff, but we felt that even more expansion content for Sub Terra 2 beyond the incubation expansion wasn't feasible. But we want to make something interesting, and kind of new and exciting and innovative, but not just extra Sub Terra 1 content. So we were kind of thinking about like a kind of big box expansion type of thing, and it just kind of didn't really ring true. So this is why we kind of had this sequel idea. Rather than doing it as a whole new title, because we wanted to kind of keep it clear that this was a kind of a natural extension of Sub Terra rather than being like an expansion. And it was kind of the kind of concept of the whole thing was, let's take the core ideas of Sub Terra, the core mechanical and stylistic ideas of Sub Terra, and reapply those to another setting and see how that comes out. So the kind of survival horror with this kind of slick action management system where there's some kinds of tension and kind of drive towards some objective, we took those initial concepts and then reapplied them to Sub Terra 2 in the context of a early 1900s setting in a volcanic temple where the objective is to go in and out while getting something at the same time. So why it's not a sequel? Why it's not a new title rather than a sequel? It's because it's part of the same Sub Terra universe, and creatively and kind of design-wise as well. It was always approached as that. And I think for Tim as well, it was kind of a next project for him as a natural design extension from Sub Terra 1. So yeah. Yeah, and it's saying, did you buy a number of backers and maybe lower than we initially hoped? Yeah, it's a time of year thing as well. It happens, like, honestly, but I mean, I can't be upset at £284,000 and 3,500 backers. I mean, that is incredible. Like, thousands of people around the world have, decided to trust me with their money and say, I want this game because I think it's awesome. You've done a really good job of it. And that is incredible. So thank you to every single one of you. We're going to absolutely smash it. Like, every bit of the project's been planned. We're going to make sure that we do our best in every single part of it. And I'm honestly really excited. Really, really excited to see how it all goes down. We get the logistics tracked and we get you those games and they're all awesome and you crack them open and you enjoy a game of Sub Terra 2 with all those extras and you think, yeah, that was great. That was really worth it. And now it's down into the minutes. Kickstarter is counting. We've got 111 minutes of me talking continuously and trying not to lose my voice. I have a little bit of Powerade left and a whole spare. I'm prepared. If any of you were in Cub Scouts in the UK, you know what I mean. So we got a question from Trisha here. Any chance of visiting an ancient pyramid and dealing with mummies and maybe characters suffering under curses and traps? Interesting. So we actually, when we were kind of in between settling on this idea of Sub Terra 2 as it is and kind of working out that we kind of wanted to do some kind of standalone title, what I did kind of try and spur up some inspiration in the team was I asked Dana, or commissioned Diana to produce a series of different artworks, so cover concepts. So what I will do is I'll put those on the screen. Actually, it'll be pretty fun. Let's see. I'm gonna try to do something clever. I'm gonna try and do a slideshow. Let's see if that works. Let's see. No, that didn't work even slightly. Right, I'm gonna try again. This is what happens when you use new software. Okay, I'm gonna browse for that. I'm just gonna jump in here and try and get hold of these. But yeah, basically we commissioned Diana to do a bunch of concepts, and I'm sure you will agree they are pretty cool. Let's have a look. There we go. So the first one of them, yeah, it looks like this. Oh my gosh, that is huge. It's absolutely massive on the screen. That is not supposed to happen. I'm just going to try and make this a little bit smaller, because oh my gosh, that is huge. And in the background, we've got a few more backers. Welcome, new backers. Thank you very much for your support. It looks like we might even make it to 290,000, which would be amazing. And another bit as well. This is great. I always love this last part of the campaign where people are like, oh no, it's still alive. Ah, gotta back it quickly. Like, the amount of times I've done that myself is insane. There we go. Right. There we go. I'm gonna make this the right size. Here we go. So, yeah, there we go. Technical issues, guys. Technical issues. So, the first one, this was one we called Dying Light. And the idea was, is some kind of, like, basically some kind of, like, Egyptian or Egyptian feel, kind of tomb-like settings. So you can kind of see, like, a bit of that kind of through in Sub Terra II with a kind of volcanic temple rather than, like, an Egyptian temple. We thought it was a bit more interesting. And yeah, let's grab another one. So let's add one here. So this one, you can probably see a few more of the influences here as well when I resize this bad boy. It's just like basically just like the art live stream where it's just like lots of things flying all over the screen, bits of art going everywhere. So this one is called Frozen Inferno. This was a kind of like basically inspired by like Iceland. The idea being that it was some kind of like volcanic but like icy type place. That was a really bad way of saying volcanic glacier thing. Yeah, so we've got Dying Light and Frozen Inferno there. And then we've got another one. It's like, really? You did all these cover concepts and didn't even make games out of them? Yeah, we do that a lot. Gotta make lots of art to get the good ideas. And then one of my favourites, kind of setting kind of things as well, is this one. So for any of you who know me, as well as the mild obsession with Antarctic and Arctic expeditions, I also have a real thing for Central America. I was lucky enough to get to Mexico when I was younger, and I was absolutely fascinated with the place. Went to loads of like underground lakes, which was amazing, and went to loads of like Mayan temples in the Yucatan region in Mexico, which is kind of the sort of southeast. Yeah, so this is. I'm just gonna put my face up here. So can we get the numbers in that? I'm just gonna. There we go. Just see the numbers. Yeah, so we've got Dying Light here, which is kind of Egyptian theme one, a Frozen Inferno, which is kind of the sort of ice and fire, volcanic glacier type combination thing. And this one here, which I call like Quetzal's Revenge. So the kind of concept of this one was some form of like cursed temple kind of thing. So obviously a lot of familiar influences kind of going into that one. We thought, while like me personally, I really like that one, but like it was a little bit done. So that's why we wanted to go for something a little bit more unusual with this kind of volcanic temple vibe. And we are on £285,033. We're just one short of 3,500 backers. And we've got, we've actually got one more piece of art to show you. There we are, 3,500 backers. Thank you very much, 3,500 backer. One piece of art to show you. It is, so this one was another kind of concept that we came up with for what basically places that could be mysterious, have some kind of labyrinthine or unpredictable structure to them, at least to the people exploring it, and give it a bit more of a dark vibe. So rather than the kind of the very blue feeling of Sub Terra 1, which you can kind of see repeated in like the Frozen Inferno and to an extent in the Quetzal's Revenge one. This one is inspired by the Parisian catacombs. So another kind of fascinating place in the world. I've never actually been myself, But I saw a film a while ago called As Above, So Below. It's on Netflix if you want to see it. And it's this really spooky kind of B-movie horror, really, with the idea of being like the Parisian catacombs kind of like have some kind of magical like part to them, and it's just terrifying. It's just full of skeletons. It's really kind of horrifying. I thought that'd make a really cool horror one. But then we decided that we'd done the horror one, which was Sub Terra 1, and we decided to move away from that. So those are the four concepts. And then obviously Sub Terra 2 was the one that we finally settled on, Inferno's Edge. So we got a few more comments here. So now I want Frozen Inferno as an alternative sanctum. Well, we'll see what happens. I feel like these games need the Uncharted license. I mean, that game also had ice caves and a snow yeti. Wink. That might cost a bit. Yeah. Will Sub Terra 2 impact the release of Cryptex? Nope, not in the slightest. Completely separate project, managed separately. That's all going actually ahead of schedule, so no, it'll be fine. Do you plan on using any of these for another game, or still thinking about it? At the moment, we don't actually have any plans to do anything with them. They were just part of the kind of the art and development process, kind of the offshoots of that. Basically not at the moment. But we'll see kind of what happens. Whether we kind of do more Sub Terra stuff. It's really, Tim is a pretty incredible talent, honestly, and he'll work out whether it's possible effectively. Whether there is more design space within Sub Terra to kind of warrant doing more Sub Terra or another Sub Terra of some description. And then we'll basically support that. Give it the artwork and the sculpts and the product design and the testing and all the stuff that goes behind the scenes to make that the best it can be. But yeah, we'll see. We've got ideas. We've not been sat around thinking, we'll just worry about that at some point. We've got some ideas. But right now we're focused obviously on Sub Terra 2 and getting that to you guys. But who knows? We'll see. We got now a couple of great ideas for Pyramid and Antarctica. Yeah, thank you. 2 or more, yeah. Or Lord of the Rings Mines of Moria edition. I would love to do that as a massive Lord of the Rings fan. I actually had a Lord of the Rings themed room when I was a kid. And yeah, I was massively into the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game that Games Workshop did. I still have literally thousands of those minis upstairs. Most of them painted though, because I know what we're like as painty people, not paint all the miniatures. New show coming out. It might be just a money printing machine. Cool. Thanks for the comments there, Zoe. Oh, Zoe per J. I'm not sure what your actual name is. Who knows? I'll call you Zoe. Cool. So we are now on 10:15. So we've got about another hour and a half or so until the campaign ends. 100 minutes, 101 minutes to go, so an hour and 41 minutes. So we're on 3,502 backers now, £285,349. I keep saying in between the middle of everything. I'm really sorry about that. It's just the kind of like stream of consciousness that I'm having to do for this. So I'm just gonna shoot these guys away so you can see the good old data-y stuff. Got that. Oh no, wrong one. Wrong one again. There we go, I think. No. Where have you gone? There you are. What are you doing, you silly thing? There we are. Awesome. Right, put that over here. Got Echo. Put me in the corner. There we go. So, yeah. Who's got any more questions for me? Balrog promo tile, yeah. If I could afford a Lord of the Rings license, sure, but not happening anytime soon. I think Fantasy Flight Games have got that one covered. But yeah, I mean, a while ago someone asked me a question like, why have we not done licensed games? We have actually looked into it a few times. We've even got as close as getting something creatively approved with a license holder. Unfortunately, I can't tell you who or what, but those who know. But yeah, it's a very tricky thing to do. It's a very complex thing to do.
And generally we focused, well, I mean, entirely we focus on original stuff, where we want to make our own games in our own way, and make them in a very specific way. But there's no reason why we wouldn't do them. So I mean, there's, like I said, we have already looked at doing it for very specific licenses that we really feel like are a natural extension of the kind of the ITB brand, so to speak. So who knows what you might see in the future. One cool thing that we are actually doing a licensed game, developing it completely from scratch, alongside a very prestigious institution, which we'll be announcing soon, probably on Facebook and Twitter, which we're really excited about, and I'm really keen on kind of sharing more about that project, because I think it's going to be really, really cool. Both the game, the artwork, and the overall project itself. I'm really going to enjoy working on it, but I think you guys will really enjoy playing the game and seeing how it's all made as well, and kind of seeing how the process differs for something that involves another institution like that, rather than just something we've made ourselves. But yeah, so. I was just going to say, I'm going to go to sleep. Alarm in 5 hours and let me... Yeah, probably a good idea. I don't know what time zone you're in, Zoe, but have a good sleep. I hope you have a good one tomorrow. And yeah, thank you very much for your support once again. Yeah, so anyone else got any questions for me? Anything at all about the game, about us, about anything, like, I don't know, about London? I don't know, we're here for a chat for like 2 hours, yeah? Alright, Bartek's off to bed. Alright, Bartek. Thank you for your support again. Thank you for entering things and voting on things and all that stuff. While I wait for a couple of questions to appear on the right hand side, I'm going to drink some more of this blue drink and eat a cookie because I'm getting the munchies. Let's see what we're going to get. Yeah, just to answer your question, Zoe, the crab expansion comes with minis and meeples. It's all in one box. So yeah, you get both options there. You know what? I'm gonna put a backing track on for me eating a cookie because that's exactly what you need. What's that? I think we need that classic thing that we've been doing on all the live streams, which is the 10-hour adventure music video that I love on YouTube. Here we go. Let's see. All right, let's go for it. Can you hear that? Is that good? There we go. I'm just going to eat my cookie while we have this interlude and re-up on the sugar. Oh, good cookie. Meeples too. Oh, God. No. Probably got loud. There we go. Hope you can still hear me. Yeah, so to answer any questions about the crab expansion, so to speak, there'll be the crab minis, crab meeples, and there'll be the crab promo tiles as well. There'll be like 6 of them to replace the Guardian tiles. So yeah, it's basically everything in there to like fully replace the Guardians if you so wish. So yeah, we've got up to 3,508 backers now, so we're on £285,695. It's gone up again, and down again, and up again, and down again. People being indecisive. Yeah, got up a backer, we've got 96 minutes to go. But yeah, guys, if you have any more questions, please let me know. I'm here to answer anything you might want to know about the game. Yeah, sorry, Mom, didn't tell you about the meeples, forgot to put it on the graphic. But yeah, they come with the meeples. Looks like chocolate chip shortbread. I think it actually is. Yeah. Yeah, it's repping the co-op. I know you guys don't have this in the US. It's like an old school Victorian institution, the cooperative. Belgian chocolate, full chocolate chunk shortbreads, irresistible. There we go. They should hire me for an ad, shouldn't they? But it is excellent. And my sugar is increasing, which is good. I'll mention the... Oh, God. I'll mention the crab meeples on the Kickstarter in the next update when we do some more of the clarification stuff. Yeah, when we've kind of finished the campaign, we do the kind of the next big update. What we'll do is a kind of clarification of what is in every pledge again, what everything contains, like what to do if you want to upgrade your pledge or add an add-on and pledge manager, and all that kind of nitty-gritty information. So it'll be quite a lot. I mean, it's all kind of in one place for you. And straight after the campaign's finished, there'll be a kind of like sign-up thing for people who have missed the campaign. So if for whatever reason someone asks you like, oh, I missed the campaign, what do I do? Go to the campaign page, there'll be a button, you sign up there, and then as soon as the pledge manager and the pre-order shop is ready, that'll go live, and then they can go there and they'll get an email notification. It does have the crab pulls. It does indeed have the crab pulls. I just didn't put them on the thing because I'm an idiot. Because I was tired and forgot. But yeah, so what else we got? Got any more questions, guys? You gotta have something to ask. Let's have a look. Let's see what we got in the comments. Let's have a look. What we got? Lots of comments. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names here, guys. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, don't really know what to say at this point. Yeah, we're on £286,071, 3,514 backers. We are just less than £4,000 away from hitting 290,000 and getting another stretch goal, which would be, got on here, so we got that would be the gilded tarot cards. All the tarot cards will have like a gold foiling effect on them, which would be super, super cool. So it'd be really awesome if we get that last stretch goal in the last few minutes. That'd be really awesome. If you want to help out the campaign, if you want to help us get there, best thing to do, share on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. And just tell people about the campaign and be like, hey, I think you'd like this. You should back this campaign, get a copy. Only do that if you think people are actually going to like it, because I don't want people like getting the game if you don't think they're actually going to like it. But yeah, if you want to do that, that would be super appreciated. Maybe get us a little closer to that next goal. We'll get some more questions in now. How long will the Pledge Manager remain open? It'll open relatively soon. I want to get it out before Christmas, so that people can kind of get that out of the way. And it'll be open basically until we reach a point where we're about to do the freight. So the point where I have to commit to the numbers of like what's going to which region. At that point we have to shut it off, because then what we don't want to end up doing is getting it really wrong with like how much stuff needs to go to where. We want to minimize the amount that we have to kind of reship stuff around the world. It gets really expensive really quickly. So that'll be a while. That basically will be like the amount of time it takes us to get everything sorted with the factory, all the files finished, all of the files proofed and approved, and then sampled, and then mass manufactured, which will take a couple of months, and then freighted. And before the freight, and then we'll cut it off, and then the freight will take, depending on where you are in the world, about 6 weeks. And then a couple of weeks either side for faffing it either at the port and then fulfillment. So it'll be a good few months that the Pledge Manager will be open, and you'll be able to change your address if you move, or if you'd like to redirect it to somewhere else. In that time, as many times as you want, it doesn't really matter. And you can also upgrade your pledge as many times as you want and add even more add-ons at any point by just unlocking it, doing the thing and unlocking it again. If you have any problems, obviously with Pledge Manager, they're great, their team is awesome. You'll be able to see the kind of support stuff there, and also our support email if you need something. Need to ask a question about the stuff itself rather than how the platform works. Trisha's asked, what's your favourite live stream art? That's a good question, actually. I really like the first one. I think the last one that Diana did was spectacular. Although, not even although, it was blooming great. But yeah, she did that one in 4 hours. But I think the first one was probably the hardest one for her to do. And I just thought it was incredible that she did that in 2 hours. It was absolutely spectacular. Any of you who missed out on the live stream, you can watch the full live stream replay on our YouTube channel. And you can, I'm going to be starting to upload hyperlapses of orders as well. So you'll be able to see the kind of quick version within 3 minutes of the whole thing over the course of the 2 hours. So it's like super fast. You can see the whole progression of the artwork. You know what you all do? I'll put my chocolate cookie down. I'm going to quickly open up Photoshop, and then I'm going to show you guys the finished thing from yesterday's stream in case you missed it. Really good. Look at my cookie. Alright, 1 second. Drop up the files. What we got? Alright, Sub Terra II, Sub Terra II art, story art. We've got final stream. Open that up. I don't know if you can tell, but I have many screens in front of me. The only way I can do this job. Alright, it's just reading that. Once that's opened up, I'm going to pop it into just a JPEG, and then I'll whack it up on screen so you can have a look. Alright, with 3,520 backers now. £286,324. 89 minutes to go. Oh, I really should have got some Red Bull. I am tired. This Powerade is refreshing, but does not wake you up. Oh, gotta love that blue drink. Oh. God, Photoshop is not liking that file. Taking ages. Just let it sit for a bit. There we go. It's still working. I'll let that stew for a while. Yeah, let's have a look. Any chance of a box sleeve for the 3 boxes? We've actually decided not to do box sleeves for stuff, just because basically most people throw them out, and which is just a bit of a shame, to be honest. So yeah, we decided not to do that, and realistically, because like people are kind of opening and closing the stuff a lot, it kind of didn't really make much sense. Do you think we'll get one more stretch goal? I actually think we will. You know, yeah, I think we'll do it. I think we will get there. You know, the funds are coming in. Like, more backers are joining the campaign, which is awesome. You know, we've got £3,500 to go, which I think, well, let's work that out. It's about 40 more backers. So that would be, yeah, about 3,560, and we get there. So basically, if everyone watching this stream got 1 friend to back, then we'd do it in no time. Like, it'd be super, super quick. So we've got 87 minutes left. Let's see if we can do it together as a team. There's 1 more, right? 39 left. You know, last time we did this, you know, Sub Terra 1 campaign, like, it was amazing. We absolutely smashed through those last goals, and we unlocked some amazing stuff together. It was really, really fun. So yeah, let's do the same here. You know, let's try and get to, you know, 290,000 and unlock that last thing, the Gilded Tarot cards. Honestly, it's one of my favorite ones that we came up with. I'd really like to see that happen. So yeah, let's do it. What's the next question? Please send a preview version. You'll be lucky. And what we'll do, obviously, we'll put together a full art print and play for everyone after the campaign, so that you can have a go. What else? Be really cool to have a couple more. It's getting on like it. Yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, like the last few minutes of the campaign are always a bit nuts, so we'll see. Steve's saying, what I hear you saying is there's enough time for me to justify to myself to add on way more than I should. I feel seen. Yeah, don't do what you can't afford. But if you want to add something on there, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Will the localized version ship at the same time as the English version? Yes. Everything's produced at the same time. The localization teams and the different publishers are working with us already. So basically, they're working on the translation stuff already. The vast majority is the rulebook, and these guys have already done Sub Terra 1, so they're familiar with our style. So they've kind of already done the groundwork there. And everything will be putting together so that they will, you know, they'll benefit from the cost savings of us producing lots of copies in English as well. Seeing what Dinah can do in an art live stream makes me feel very inadequate as a person. Yeah, samesies, dude. Like, oh my. Like, Dinah is an amazing talent. Like, really amazing. If you get enough of the Pledge Manager, I think we can get those non-exclusive items. Unfortunately not, because of the way the manufacturing and pricing stuff works. So we have to make sure we like commit to just a Kickstarter. This one has been very, very carefully planned, and because it's such big numbers now, like we have to be very careful. So unfortunately not, but who knows what happens in the future, you know, like we'll see. But right now, you know, we're just a tad over £3,000 from another stretch goal, which would be awesome, with 84 minutes to go. You know, you got 3,524 people. Not that long ago, we were, you know, 25 people less. So let's see if we can get that last 30 odd to get us to that cool number. Yeah, bug sleeve is my enemy, says Steve. Yeah, it's for the person that requested it. Like some people like them, but a lot of people don't. So we decided not to offer it. It became a bit kind of logistically not feasible. Yeah, unfortunately, Steve is suggesting that a corporate sponsor dropped 50k or something. You know, we can get to the last stretch goal, whatever. And yeah, unfortunately not. You know, distributors aren't gonna buy stuff on a Kickstarter campaign, and you know, big retailers have kind of already done their bit. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, if you just want to hang out here, cool. If you want to, you know, suggest to a friend to get a copy, cool. Like, yeah, like I said, I'm here for the whole time. We've got another hour and a bit, 83 minutes in fact. So if you guys again want to ask me any questions about the game, about the process, about anything at all, well, let me know. So Carolyn Rods, I got to tell you, my daughter's in Rome studying abroad and had 10 of her friends like the Facebook, and then 2 of them jumped into the campaign. Thank you so much. That is amazing. That is such a great effort. That's really cool. Thank you. Yeah, especially thank you to your daughter and her friends as well. Trisha just asked how the social goals doing. So, social goals. So we have now unlocked the BGG one, we've unlocked the Facebook likes one, we've unlocked the Adventure Doggo picks. I just checked just before, we haven't unlocked either of these ones, although they've gone up at 1 or 2 each. But I will just look now for the Facebook one, see what the group's doing. So for those of you who don't know, Sub Terra has a group on Facebook, which we run. Basically a way to, you know, share your playthroughs, your ideas, your homebrews, your paint jobs of miniatures, like anything at all Sub Terra related. It's a really fun group. We have loads of people, you know, all sorts of silly jokes and stuff in there, and it's where we do all the kind of main announcements for anything relating to Sub Terra, whether it's to do with a campaign or a new release or new print runs or anything like that at all. So yeah, we are now, as of 2 minutes ago, on 1,359. So we're a little bit away. We're about 141 away. So a little far off at the moment. But who knows? We've still got 82 minutes left. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's see. So this Photoshop file is now opened. And we are nearly on £287,000. I'm just gonna... Oh, this is so good. I'm just looking at the piece of artwork that Diana did now. I'm just like, how? Like, I think so. Some of you who've seen the live streams kind of as they've happened, and you know, to those of you who will watch them, hopefully in the future, like the bit that really amazes me is the amount of time that Diana takes from me sending her a quick message saying this is the idea that we're doing this week, to her actually starting to sketch it out. Not like there's just no friction at all. She just goes straight into it. There's no like, I'm gonna have to sit for 10 minutes and maybe think about like how I might structure the scene or whatever. It just goes in. She's just got a scene in her head and just draws it. And it's absolutely incredible. You know, like the ability to just paint an image straight away is just something that's so incredible to me, and obviously takes a huge amount of experience and skill. Okay, I won't do that. I'm just going to export this out, and you see a little bit of how the sausage is made here. Yeah, this is the background is just endlessly battling with Photoshop and InDesign and all sorts of stuff, and cookies. Okay. Oh, I'm going to try and add this image into the stream. You have a look at it.
Can you guys still hear the music? I'm listening to it and I'm just like, I have no idea if you can actually still hear it. There we go. You can't send the same adventure pick 40 times, unfortunately. That will not work. But yeah, if you all want to quickly throw us we found the artifact. Oh, 287,000 just dropped there. 3,000 left. Only a few minutes, and we smashed up, a good like 10 or so backers there. So keep going, guys. There we go. So this here is the live stream art from yesterday's stream. It's 4 hours that Diana was painting for, and probably about. Actually, sorry, it was only 3.5. I think it was only 3.5 hours actually. This is a little bit late to the stream. So yeah, this is what Diana can do in just a couple of hours, which is incredible. And this is based on 3 words: aristocrat finds artifact. That was it. That was the only brief I gave. I wasn't like, do it like in the cave, which is like reaching for the artifact, and like on the little plinth thing with it's like floating above with some runes in the background in a similar pose to what she is like on the thing, but kind of a bit more dynamic. Like, it was literally just aristocrat finds artifact, and this is what she comes up with no additional feedback other than a couple of ideas from the people in the stream, like the runes stuff in the background was like a last minute suggestion. And it was done in like the last 2 minutes of the stream or something, which is insane. Yeah, so we're on 3,528 backers now, which is awesome. It's very softly in the background on your... Cool. You know what? I'm gonna rack it up a bit. There we go. Make it a little bit chunkier. Yeah, Carolyn is saying it was really incredible to watch. Like, I watched, obviously I watched the full streams, but like, yeah, it's amazing. Like, I love Diana's art, and I love being a part of the process where I get to, as part of my job, I get to help make pieces of artwork and just see how it's all made. The sketches, the iterations, the coloring, the final renders. But seeing something done so fast and so well is incredible. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this, and we're going to be doing more live streams of Diana's artwork in the future, and I'm sure on other projects as well we'll do a similar thing, because it's just so interesting to watch, just to see how it's made. We've got a question here. So let's say I pledged at the Explorer level. Will it be possible to upgrade to the Seasoned Explorer level during the Pledge Manager? In other words, if I take both expansions of the core game, will I pay the total of all 3 items, or just the Seasoned Explorer pledge level? You can upgrade. You can literally just straight up upgrade the pledge level. So you maybe not got all the money like straight away, like in the campaign. That's fine. You can do it in the pledge manager. As long as you've gone for at least the Explorer level, you can upgrade. What do you think when I pointed out that the background mountain is different from the erupting to the calm mountain? I shook my fist at the screen, Trisha. I shook my fist. But I didn't think it was kind of funny. So yeah, it happens in artwork stuff. Yeah, I didn't even notice that, but we're not going to change it. It's fine. It's all canon now. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll maybe shove this boy. Put that down here. Ooh, in fact, let's put it right. Ooh, oh no, not that one. Let's put this down here. Cool. Let's put that down there for now. Awesome. So yeah, let's think of more things we can talk about. I don't want to chat about team weather. Yeah. Why no $1 pledge? No point, basically. Like it seems redundant, and now that Kickstarter's introduced the kind of no reward feature, it kind of didn't really make sense to have one, and we didn't want to take up all that space with like a pledge that wasn't a thing. So obviously we're very grateful to the people that do want to pledge for $1 and just kind of say hi, and aren't really interested in a reward as such. Those guys will still be listed on kind of wall of backers type things.
You know, I just haven't got our rewards. But yeah, it's just kind of the space that it takes up with all the pledge levels is quite a lot, so you don't want people to have to scroll through loads of information for something that isn't really part of the main sort of chunk of stuff. So yeah, we're now on 3,530 backers, which is really cool. And yeah, we're just a tad over 287,000, so about 2,000. What's that? My brain is just not working. £2,900 away from hitting that 290,000 goal to get that next stretch goal. I'm really interested to see if we do it. I have a picture of me killing a dragon, but there is no artifact. Can we just say it's in his stomach so we submit? Sure, go for it. We'll see how it comes out in the end. Oh boy, I'm getting tired. Yeah, don't let me flag, team. Give me some more questions to work with. I've got an idea for something fun. There you go. Do you recognize it? Is it something you recognize, team? Hey! All rise to the national anthem. Alright guys, so what we got? Any questions for me? I'm just sitting here talking to myself. Probably that. I can see that some people are watching, so it's all good. I'm loving this top quality content. So guys, what do you want to know? What do you want to know about, you know, Sub Terra, Sub Terra II, the Sub Terra universe, the characters, the world, the mountain, you know, anything at all. Don't mind what it is. Even if we just want to ask what my favourite colour is. Something to keep us occupied for the next 72 minutes while we see if we hit that 290,000 goal. Yeah, yay 500. Yeah! Alright, let's see what the comment section is doing. Oh, we got a couple of backers there. £287,233. So we have 3,532 backers. Yeah. 71 minutes to go. We're getting closer, guys. And about £2,750 left, and we get to that 290 goal. That would be awesome. We just have an hour to go. If you have any mates you think that you would would enjoy the game, any friends, family that you think maybe would pledge for the project, and you really want to see that extra stretch goal get knocked down, like I do, obviously, then that would be awesome. You know, share a link on Facebook, email, Twitter, Snapstagram, whatever it is the kids use these days. I'm getting old now. Can we get Taipei on backstory or the artifact? We've got a bunch of questions here, sorry. So, for rulebook simplicity, would it be possible to create a rules FAQ page on the MSP website? Yes. Carolyn, yeah, so it's basically saying like a separate thing to the rulebook to keep that simple. That's fine. I'm going to turn down Indiana Jones, it's really distracting me. Let's put it down there. There we go. Okay, slightly distracting now. Okay. Does it fit in the individual boxes or design down box? The idea would be that it would be for stuff out of the boxes. So it's for people who just want one box. So it's not a storage box for the other boxes, it's literally just a box to put all the components in. with an organizer in there. Do you think the manufacturing date will be sooner than expected? At the moment, it's still expected, but because we haven't actually started that manufacturing process. As we get to kind of each stage, then we get a clearer idea of exactly what's going to happen. At the moment, there's so many variables in there that is effectively still the expected date. Do we hope it's coming earlier? Obviously we do, yeah. We're going to try our hardest to make sure it's done properly and done a lot earlier than we can. Done as early as we can. But yeah, like, we'll update everyone. I mean, we're going to be doing regular updates, and we'll make sure that people know what's going on. But fundamentally, like, it's still a big unknown at the moment, which is why we have such a long expected date. But what we'll be doing is, finishing off the files of all the extra stuff, getting all the things kind of screwed in properly, all the translations done, get everything submitted to the factory, get it all proofed out, which means they'll send us digital files of what we've sent them, of like what would actually go in the printer. We check that off, maybe iterate a couple of times. Then we get a white box proof, which is where they send us like an unprinted version of the whole thing, make sure the sizing and everything works. Pardon me. And then once that's been approved, the white box sample, then we get a full printed sample, where we check that all the artwork and stuff works properly. It's all kind of working nicely. And then once that's approved, then they actually start making everything. And then a couple of months or so, here or there, who knows. Manufacturing is very complex. There's a lot of different suppliers, which we will be seeing very soon. So we're going to be going over and saying hello. Another bit more funding and then back down again and back up again. Odd. Anyway, so there's that whole kind of complex process, and then there'll be the process of getting that stuff to the appropriate ports, and then that stuff on a freighter to the appropriate region. So that'll be Australia, the UK, or Germany in the case of a Brexit calamity, and the USA in Florida, and in Canada as well. And then once those have been freighted, then we've got to import them obviously, which takes a while. And then once we've done that, get them into the warehouses. Then we've done that, get them all sorted and organised, and all the paperwork done, and then it starts to send out. So it's still a long process, and obviously every bit in there can have problems and have delays. Even things like getting stuck in the Suez Canal, it happens. We were really lucky with one shipment ages ago. It just sailed right through. There was like no queue. It was great. We got like 2 weeks off the whole thing. But yeah, that doesn't happen very often. So we're still going to be a bit cautious and be careful that we don't overpromise. Okay, can we get Typhoon backstory or the artifact? You shall see. I'm not going to give anything away right now, but you shall see. Rules question: does the volcano spread once or twice at the end of the round? I think it's twice, but we're just checking. It's once for every volcano symbol, and that, yeah, which means if you haven't got the artifact, it's once per round, and if you have got the artifact, it's twice per round, and in both cases, in addition to every fire result on the roll. So it does change basically depending on what's happened. Any chance you can hazard a guess to the estimate size of the big box compared to another popular game by chance? It's kind of hard to say because I still need to get... I've got a rough idea of the sizing, but I need to make sure that we do it alongside the white boxing to make sure that it's a good size and it makes sense. We don't know if we have loads of dead space or it's too tight or something. So it's probably going to look like a big box game kind of size. But yeah, I'll make sure that as soon as I have the exact sizing and that's approved with the factory and everything, that I'll let everyone know. And then they know exactly where to put it in the shelves and stuff. Steve just said, passed up Oathsworn Eon's Trespass to back this game. Still no regrets. This looks like it would be so much fun to play. And now we'll sure add some Indiana Jones background music. That means a lot. Those are two very cool projects. So it really means a lot that you decided to choose ours as the project that you want to pledge to. So thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, so we mentioned about the $1 pledge thing. Like, basically, like we didn't want to take up the space of the campaign page. Like, it's really, we love it when people just, they maybe don't want to buy the whole thing, but they want to just contribute a little bit. It's cool to do that. I'm really grateful for it. But it's not really a pledge level, and it makes sense now that Kickstarter's got a kind of no reward feature, to just have that as the kind of default way of kind of giving £1 and say thank you. And we'll still obviously like list those people in sort of backer listings and stuff to say thanks to their support. So with 65 minutes to go, we have £287,707 from 3,535 backers. And it's gone to 536 now, which is cool. Yeah, this is shell shock already. Like, I mean, yeah, it's incredible seeing these numbers, guys. Like, I mean, I know this is a smaller number than the Sub Terra 1 campaign, but like, this is a lot. Like, this is a really amazing thing, and like, what's really great for us about it is to see how many people like our ideas and like the work that we put in, and like all the hard graft that's gone into every little detail of the project and the campaign. People are supporting us, and that's awesome. That feels really good, so thank you. I'm probably going to crash into a heap when we finish this and probably sleep my way through tomorrow. Which reminds me, to everyone that's watching, in terms of like our kind of like availability and stuff, tomorrow is a total write-off. Like, I mean, I'm probably going to be checking in on comments and stuff in the evening, when I've like woken up. But yeah, basically, like tomorrow, like if we're not responding to your comments like super quickly, that's because there's going to be no one in the office, giving them like a day off. So back on Friday, we're back up to sort of full strength again. But kind of going forwards, the Kickstarter comments will be monitored by at least one member of the team. But if there's a specific question that you'd like a really quick answer to, if you've got a problem with something, maybe an issue with like a card payment, or you've got an issue with like Pledge Manager or something, contact us on our support email, which is support@itbootboardgames.com. I'll make sure that I'll put that in updates and stuff as well, so you're clear on where to go. Just so we make sure that if there's any important issues, that they get dealt with quickly, rather than, you know, there's a small chance that comments do get missed. So I don't want that to happen if it is something important. But yeah, so someone's so Trisha again. What are the trap ideas were there? I actually think there weren't any other ones. I think the dart and the spike trap were the original trap ideas. I remember them working very differently though. They've gone through quite a few iterations. It's interesting actually seeing, like, because I've been a little bit less hands-on with the sort of development side, and Rose has been much more involved in that with Tim. It's been quite interesting to see from the outside like what those changes have been, and kind of like seeing what the final iteration is going to be without necessarily being involved in it myself. But yeah, obviously as well, there's the rock trap as well, and the Aramis Light expansion, and there's loads of other tile types as well in both of the expansions. When will the Pledge Manager open? From Zach. Pretty soon. I've actually been working with the Pledge Manager team for a while. I know those guys pretty well. They are an awesome team. If any of you are creators of other Kickstarter campaigns, use Pledge Manager. Like, those guys are amazing. Their team is wonderful. They're lovely and supportive. Their service is really affordable, and it's great. So that's my one, product placement shout out. Is those guys are awesome. So Pledge Manager will open basically when I've got all the data set up with those guys. There's still a little bit of work for me to do, but it'll be relatively soon. So I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks we can get that all set up and sorted. So I want to get it out of the way so that everyone can put the data in before they forget about the project, and it doesn't get confusing or lost in emails and stuff. And then people can do their thing. So yeah, any more questions, guys? Go for it. Anything at all. Don't mind what you're asking me. If you're content to watch me for the next 61 minutes hobble along to Indiana Jones, cool. So we're on 288,021. We now have just shy of £2,000 left to raise to get to the next stretch goal. Let's see if we can do it, guys. What do you reckon? You reckon we're going to do it? I think it's possible. I think it's going to happen. Last 30 minutes, we've made some really good progress. Let's see. If any of you guys, if you want to see any more of the artwork stuff, just let me know. I'm at my desk right now, so anything I can get up on my screen, can show you guys.
that's not super secret, yeah, let me know. Yeah, 2,000 left. Sorry, bit snotty still, bit ill this week. And a bit of rundown from the whole campaign. Oh, my chair's going down. Oh no! Ah! Got those like swizzle chairs that goes up and down. There we go. Back again. Yeah, Carolyn, that's positive thinking. It's gonna happen. Yeah. Put the positive vibes into the world and hope they come back. All right. So 3,539 backers. I'm gonna say just shy of £2,000 left to go until 2090. Get that last stretch goal out. It'd be awesome. 59 minutes. We're into the final hour. Yeah, exciting. All right, what we got? Got a couple of notifications. Just gonna check on those and see what's going on. Cool. Check those comments I need to answer. Rightio then. But yeah, shoot your questions, guys. Give me something to answer. Or I'm just going to do weird arm movements like this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm going a bit crazy. I think it's time to start on blue drink number 2. My mum's probably going to tell me off now. Got too many colorings. Off the wall question to help you keep talking. I'm intrigued. What is it? How many on your creative team? That is a good question. So, ITB, in terms of employees, at the moment it's only 3 of us. So in terms of like the actual core ITB team, so there's myself. There's so I take the role of kind of creative director of kind of the whole thing. On the Sub Terra project itself, that's Tim. Then Rose, our full-time senior developer, she sits over there. She is a really talented game developer who works across all of our projects, and has also done her own original designs as well, like Cryptex most recently. And we've got Tim, obviously, is the lead designer and kind of director of the project. We've got David Thorpe-Jallison as the graphic novelist, with the writer Clara Hebel. Diana Franco Campos, the amazing illustrator. We've got Lawrence, who sits over there, who's our full-time media developer. He does all of our videos. He's actually literally only been here a couple of weeks now as well. We're actually soon going to do some more hiring. So if any of you are thinking about working in London for a board game company, might be some opportunities coming your way soon. The first one we're going to be advertising for is a full-time permanent member of staff, for a customer service member of staff. So their job will be to basically monitor all of our support channels, social media kind of inboxes, and make sure that you guys get everything you need, whether that's replacement pieces or follow-ups on orders, or questions about campaigns or projects or whatever else it is at all. So it's a really cool part of the team, because they need to know so much about all these different products and need to know basically all the different components as well. Especially if someone's got a problem with a really specific component, they need to understand what it is and help fix it. So yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, the creative teams for, obviously, sorry, I mentioned as well, there's Marco Luna, who is the graphic designer on Sub Terra II. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down to this team graphic. I don't know why I'm trying to do this from memory. I'm trying to prove something. I don't want to leave anyone out. That'd be sad. And then we've got John Mietling as well, who's the animator of the video. I'll maybe play that in a little bit. I always like watching the video on the last day. We've got my amazing mother, who has been helping with customer service and community management and stuff throughout the campaign. She is the absolute backbone of the operation, and we love her so much. She's more popular at conventions than I am, and I'm not even bothered. We also have 2 interns, 2 full-time interns over the summer this year, who were doing game development. That was Heather and Lee. These guys are really talented, very, very dedicated people who did some amazing work over the summer across a real range of projects and really grew a lot over the course of a couple of months. And yeah, I mean, they did some great stuff, and they were really integral to the kind of the late stage playtesting of Sub Terra II. We also got Tom Lishman, who is the amazingly talented sculptor, and you can see some of his work there.
yeah, Tom is a full-time sculptor, does a lot of freelance stuff on the side. Obviously, this is part of that, and he is a world-class guy, like for sculpting, and generally lovely guy. But yeah, Tom is incredibly talented, and we're really happy to have him on the team, just as much as Tim and Diana and Marco and everyone else as well. Down there, you also see Lewis Shaw, one of my best friends, who's one of the head honchos at Braincrack Games, and he's a publisher of his own right, and helped me out with print stuff as well. So when I need assistance with getting things ready for print, he has been amazing. He's really helped me get the skills I need as well. And down there as well, we've got Helen Gown, who is our rep at Longpack Games, who's our manufacturer. So yeah, that is our plucky band of explorers that are going to be venturing into the cave to extract the artifact, at which point the analogy kind of breaks down. But yeah, there we go. So we've got a question here. You said super secret. Is there any minor secret you can share? Can't think of one right now, but I will think of it. So someone called Mike, is everything going to be sent together, or will Sub Terra 1 be sent first and Sub Terra 2 later? Everything will be sent together because it's all being manufactured together. So basically we've run out of Sub Terra 1, so this is partly why we're offering it in the campaign, just to reprint it, so it will be sent together. And obviously, as I said, we hope it'll be a lot sooner than that date. But right now, because there are so many variables in play, we have to be that cautious. So as things progress and we get to kind of the next stage of the process, we'll be able to give you a clearer idea and hopefully an earlier date, but we'll see what happens. Any interesting stories you got about the game or the campaign? I guess for me, like, the interesting part was kind of how it happened in the first place. Like, the origin story of the Sub Terra project. So I originally started doing game stuff as ITB 4 years ago, kind of 4.5 years ago now, I guess. While I was basically towards the end of when I was at university with my best friend Matthew. He was studying chemistry, I was studying engineering, and we spent loads of time at the local board game cafe, Thirsty Meeples. Shout out to Simon, you're amazing, who was the manager there, who suggested that we tried to make a game, because we were there so often. And we had a go, and we tried to make a game. That was called Molecular. That was our first game. We launched on Kickstarter a couple of months later. It was a modest success. We had about 500 backers. And yeah, it was just a really exciting process, and like really amazing to see like how it all worked and kind of working out everything from scratch. And it was really hard work doing it all, and we fulfilled everything from my mother's lounge in Carlisle, the small town in the northwest of England. But yeah, so that was an experience and a half. Now we use fulfillment centres, like sensible people. But yeah, so it was really, really early days, and then Matthew moved on to become a full-time professional, like chemical scientist, basically. So he works in a chemical analytics company in the north, and is doing really well doing that. And I decided I want to do another game, so I did Statecraft. That was about a year later, about 3 years ago. And that project actually failed, and then I went to the UK Games Expo as part of kind of relaunching it and kind of redoing the campaign, kind of trying to learn from that experience. And I was really lucky that after that it was very successful. Got about 1,000 backers, which I was really pleased with at the time, and still am. And part of that the event was kind of a real turning point for me, because then it was like we had a 3-meter wide stand at the UK Games Expo. It was the first time I'd ever had a stand at a convention. It was nuts. And I got an email from the organisers, who I now know really well, and I love those guys so much. They were asking sort of indie creators to join a panel of judges to do a kind of Shark Tank / Dragon's Den style event. So I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds fun. I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah, I'll give it a go. So I was really quite privileged actually to be kind of chosen to do that, and I was alongside some real heavyweights. Christian Peterson, who's now left, but was the CEO of Fantasy Flight Games, Alan Yeager from Mayfair, and Duncan Malloy from Osprey Games, and there was a few other British companies represented as well. And lo and behold, one of the games submitted at that event and was presented was Sub Terra. And straight away, I knew it was a winner. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like 100%, this is a great game. I really loved the pitch that Tim gave, and I think the reason why I think I latched onto it so quickly was Tim studied mathematics and was, I suppose, is still, but worked in the video games industry as an AI developer. So had a very engineering-heavy background, which meant a lot of the language he was using, a lot of the kind of the approach he was using and explaining as he was presenting the game was very familiar to me from my university. So I really understood kind of the depth of thinking that had gone into it. And I was really amazed at how much effort he put into this and how much depth he had gone into in the design. And I loved the concept, and I loved the way he'd approached it as a kind of, it was an experience engineered to deliver, rather than a system which gave an experience. It was all about the objective of getting to that survival horror feel. And yeah, that's the kind of the origin story of Sub Terra 1, I guess. But yeah, it's always like, I remember that back to then and think like it was such a weird sort of complex series of events that could have happened in a different way. But yeah, just kind of jumped at the opportunity to try and make that game. And then me and Tim teamed up, and the rest is history. What else we got? So, quick question about pledging. Can I get everything if I just do one of the pledges and then take time later to figure out what I want the pledge manager? Yes. You can just do add-ons and stuff to the pledge manager if you want. It won't contribute to stretch goals, obviously, but you can do that. The exclusives are part of your core game pledge, so the exclusives are automatically added if you get the core game. So don't worry about that. Less than an hour to go. I'm thinking we hit 300k before it. Who knows? Like, that would be cool. That would be really cool if that happens. We're about 1,600 away from 290. I'm still on the fence and backing because delivery is way down the road, which I understand. So, everything that is marked as Kickstarter exclusive is contained in the core pledge, literally the £29 one. That Kickstarter exclusive pack is will be added as an extra item to every single core game. So if you get a core game, it doesn't matter what pledge level you're on, you get a Kickstarter exclusive pack. It will contain some stuff from the expansions, but it doesn't really matter. If you buy the expansions at some point later on down the line, you got the extra stuff. But yeah, so you get absolutely everything. Why do you not manufacture more copies of Sub Terra 1? It's impossible to find today in France. Our French publisher keeps running out because people keep buying it so fast. So we're going as fast as we can, honestly. So yeah, Sub Terra 1 keeps selling out really quickly because people like it, and that is amazing. It just makes the logistics a nightmare. So now we're £1,096 away from 2,900, which is super exciting. It looks like we're going to make that 290,000 goal, which is really great. And who knows, we might even make it to 300,000. Kind of break another milestone there, which would be really exciting. Which would mean we would get a whole graphic novel for free. Every single one of you. Be a softback one, a graphic novel, but you would all get it for free if that happens. Let's see if we can do it. So yeah, 46 minutes left, guys. Any more questions for me? Do you remember any funny or even silly ideas for Sub Terra 1 or 2 you all had a lot of fun with that unfortunately couldn't make it into the final version? So I think, what silly stuff did we have? I remember, not quite for this game actually, but there was, over Christmas, we had a group of micro-interns, which is like a 1-week internship, we get people on sort of work experience. And there was some absolutely nutty ideas coming out of that one. Aquanauts, which is kind of the next big title that we're working on. It's kind of, realistic, deep sea exploration and science game. Someone was like, release the Kraken, and then obviously just octopus everywhere. It was nuts. But this game, I think, like, honestly, the craziest thing that's happened is the crabs. I mean, it's nuts. Like, we did a cool painting of a lava crab because someone thought it would be funny, and then a day later it was an anon. Like, didn't see that coming. I mean, like, I was expecting, like, after with Sub Terra 1, where people wanted the horror minis, and then we added horror minis. It's like, well, we've covered everything. Like, we've got all the upgrade packs. We've covered everything with all these upgrades. So there's maybe a couple extra things, like, like the dice and the graphic novel and the box, but I never expected to be kind of adding, like, more like minis and stuff. So, yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's crazy. I really love the crabs. I think they're going to be really fun. I'm definitely going to be printing a big one in the office for me. So, Rufio, hey Pian, I'm so glad you guys were able to make Sub Terra 1 with all the struggle. I stumbled on Sub Terra 1 a year ago after the campaign ended, and I absolutely loved it, and now I'm for Sub Terra 2. Thank you very much. Yeah, Sub Terra 1, we had a lot of problems. Like, it was a big project, and a lot of big problems happened. And we've learned a lot from that, like a heck of a lot. But yeah, it's really nice when people say, like, I'm glad you kind of did it, like, kind of push through, because, like, the option was there to just, like, throw in the towel and be like, we can't do it, we can't fix it, I'm done. And, like, there were times when I felt like doing that. It was really, really difficult. The company nearly folded, believe it or not. But we kept at it, and I've had some pretty incredible support from some pretty incredible people, and they helped me keep going, and keep coming up with creative solutions to problems. And we're here now with nearly £290,000 from 3,500 people across the world, which is unbelievable. So thank you to every single one of you who believed in us for keeping going, and have supported us still, and have, like, given us the opportunity to kind of grow from those previous experiences and do better, and hopefully keep doing better and keep doing more awesome stuff. Is the nice set of Sub Terra 2 just an add-on, or will it be directly in the Kickstarter version? It's an add-on. It's a separate object. So Karen Ross says, say that again, what is the next title you're working on? Sounds exciting. So, we are working on a game called Aquanauts. Aquanauts is a competitive Euro game for, I think, 2 to 4 players. And the idea is that you are a team of deep-sea scientists on a permanent installation at the bottom of the seabed, who are doing a series of different types of research to contribute the most to the body of scientific research relating to deep-sea life and minerals and the various things down there. So you have a combination of human and robot workers, and you have to manage the resources to you have to kind of manage your plant that is shared between different players, as well as building up your own sort of personal laboratory. Manage those resources you're collecting and spending, so that you can use the different workers in different ways, and try and get those resources to the surface to fulfill research. So yes, you're trying to collect samples which are then researched at the surface, and there's a lot of timing involved in the kind of classic Euro mechanics in there, as well as some more modern twists. So it's really a kind of like a feel of what it's like to kind of be managing the kind of operational side of science, as well as kind of fulfilling the needs of research. But yeah, I'm really excited about that one as well. The artwork is beautiful. Marco, actually, the graphic designer for Sub Terra 2, is the illustrator for Aquanauts, and it is stunningly beautiful. And I'm sure you'll see more stuff online pretty soon about that. And we are officially less than £1,000 away from 290,000. Nearly did it, guys. We are 41 minutes away, and we are within sight. So, Russell, hello, Russell. So if you could go back in time to the end-ish of Sub Terra 1, would you stop yourself from agreeing to do the diorama? You're saying too soon. Yeah, too soon. Yeah, of course I would. I mean, like, that was one of the big problems, and it was an annoying one. And if we hadn't offered it, then yeah, we might not have those problems. But I can't say that now, because I've got the gift of hindsight now. Like, I don't regret learning all the things I did as a result of those problems, and understanding now how I can do better. And I don't think, had so many things had gone wrong, I would have learned anywhere near as much. So, kind of grateful for that process, in the sense that I've learned a heck of a lot. But if I could have done that and also avoided that particular one, yeah, sure. Will your next game be on Kickstarter or directly published? Well, we'll be launching Aquanauts in the first quarter of next year, provided things go well on the other projects. We want to make sure that we get our other things fulfill first. But we'll be launching that basically next year at some point. And we'll also be releasing the first few of the Lunchbox series early next year as well, which is really exciting. So for those of you who maybe weren't here earlier on, the Lunchbox series is a series of games we're doing direct to retail starting next year, which are playable in under 45 minutes, all kind of very easy to learn, very quick to set up and break down, optimized for lunchtime break in either school or workplace. Nice fun games that you can just crack out and have a bit of a laugh. And then there's like kind of core games like Statecraft and Newspeak and Cryptex and Sub Terra that are kind of a bit more substantial. But yeah, sorry, yeah, it's fine, I don't mind. It was crazy fun campaign 1 and now campaign 2. Thank you. I mean, I tried really hard with this one to not just learn from Sub Terra 1 on the kind of logistical side, because I think we could have run the risk of making it a very boring campaign if we just not taking any risks. But where we kind of had the opportunity to do that, I wanted to take that with the amount of work and time that I put into things like the live streams and doing the art live streams and the playthroughs, and try and provide as many ways as possible for a Kickstarter campaign, or this kind of Kickstarter campaign, to be what I think they can be, and I think a lot of people want them to be, which is a collaborative experience of some description. And not every project is able to do it like that. Sometimes it's just a case of providing verbal feedback and that kind of thing. But particularly with the character design stuff, I was really grateful for Tim for working really hard on making that happen. Obviously he produced all the briefs and all the sort of body of information there. It meant that we had a genuine, substantial way that backers could contribute to the actual finished product in a non-cosmetic way. They fundamentally designed the content of part of the game they've backed, which is awesome. That should be what it is. And people obviously suggested new stretch goals and add-ons and all sorts of other stuff that we've managed to incorporate. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad that that's worked out, and I'm glad that people seem to appreciate it. So someone's just asked a quick question. So so basically anyone who's backed from the Sub Terra 1 campaign will get a copy of the incubation expansion for free, as a thank you for all of that ongoing support of the last couple of years. So basically, if any of those of you are watching, that means that you will get an incubation item added to your pledge manager kind of basket of stuff for free, and that will be basically linked to your Kickstarter account. So if you didn't use the same Kickstarter account for both, that won't happen. But if you still have access to your email address, I might be able to do it manually. But yeah, it basically worked on Kickstarter accounts. What we got? Yeah, Steve's just saying the longer I play games, more I realise the smaller games get played most. Yeah, I mean, that's what the Lunchbox games are for, is high replayability, fun, quick games that you want to play, crack out often. And they're kind of our core games, your Sub Terra, your Statecraft, your Newspeaks, your Aquanauts. They're the kind of solid, this is what we're here for, game night kind of games. And then we've got our kind of experimental stuff as well. Cryptex is the kind of first in what we're calling our kind of experimental series. And we have stuff that we're working on throughout next year as well. We're not sure when anything's going to get released in that series yet. But yeah. I'm probably all in on Sub Terra 2, but want the first game sooner. Yeah, same here. If I could get it here any quicker, I would do, mate. So we're now on £289,372 from 3,556 backers across the world, with 36 minutes left to go, and we are unbelievably close to 290,000. It is unreal how close we are. For a second I thought we weren't going to quite make it, but we are nearly there. We need like 7 backers. Literally not even that many. And just like that, a couple show up. That was really good. Thanks for that, whoever you are. Okay, so we are now £380 away from doing that. If 2 people do the legendary pledge, we are there. or one person at a time owns Avatar. I think we've only got... Oh, we actually have two back. I didn't realise we had two backers there. That's two people back for £999. That is incredible. So they've gone for basically absolutely everything. And are also getting all of their gameplay stuff signed by Tim. And are also getting all of the miniatures professionally studio painted, which is super cool. And they're also getting a giant 1 foot tall Guardian statuette, which is awesome. So yeah, in case like a few of you might not notice actually, but on the add-on section, so that's a big add-on section. We offered this halfway through the campaigns. People asked for it. Basically, a giant like foot tall 3D print of the original Guardian sculpt. In one of like a bunch of different colours material, or in one of 4 special materials. That's like silver, gold, transparent, or glow in the dark. So yeah, so those two £999 backer people will be getting that, which is awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. Thank you so much to those people. That is an incredible level of support. It's amazing. We're even closer. We are £273 away. £273. That's like 3 of the £99 levels. Can't remember what I called it now. Expedition leader, there we go. 3 expedition leaders away from getting £290,000 and unlocking another stretch goal. Crazy idea. Can you read the question, please, before that comment? Sorry, someone, yeah. If I obtain a copy of the collector's edition of Sub Terra now, can I get missing exclusives and updates and Pledge Manager? If you're meaning that you buy like a copy of Sub Terra from the first campaign, but kind of secondhand or from a shop or whatever, would you get the missing exclusives? Unfortunately not. Basically, we don't have them anymore, so we only got enough for Kickstarter backers and some replacements. And we're even closer, £128 away. And yeah, so unfortunately not. If you can get them second hand, then cool. But yeah, unfortunately we won't be able to make those available. The kind of stretch goals that were just quality improvements, the vast majority of those are still in all new editions, with very few exceptions. But the kind of Kickstarter exclusive pack obviously is Kickstarter exclusive to that campaign, and that'll obviously be the same here. No one outside of this campaign will get access to the Kickstarter exclusives. Crazy idea. Sub Terra 3, Chased by Raptors, Journey to the Center of the Earth theme. That's a pretty cool idea. Kind of in keeping with Sub Terra 2's 1900 kind of vibe. Cool. Yeah. Any more questions, guys? We've got another half an hour to kill before I can go to bed. So yeah, let me know. Let me know what things you want to know about the Sub Terra. 1, 2, or possibly 3. Want to see more artwork? Want to know more secrets? Want to know how the sausage is made? Or we can sit here and watch me wobble my head. That's fine. I need more blue drink because Peter's thirsty. Ooh, refreshing. I feel like I need to get paid by Powerade now. Blue tongue. Bingham. £289,872, 3,560 baggers, 31 minutes ago. We're so close. Will the new printing with Sub Terra 1 come with the lighter tiles? Yes. Come on. Come on. You went up. Why you tease me like this? Come on. Oh, yeah. Alright. Pasted it again below. If I back the base game now, can I add the minis for the base game in the Pledge Manager? Yes, you can. So as long as you pledge, you'll have access to the full racky stuff, the same prices and everything. So yeah, you can add the minis later on if you need to. Yeah, nice and simple. If you're a backer, it's basically just the same thing. You get to add on what you want to add on, and you get to upgrade if you want to upgrade. If you don't back on the campaign, you can still get everything that's not a Kickstarter exclusive. Basically, you don't get the Kickstarter exclusive pack, but you still get all the kind of same run of stuff if you want. But it will be at higher prices, unfortunately. That's kind of taken into account the kind of risk calculations we have to do and all that kind of stuff. Boring reasons. And we're so close. £61. We did it. Woo! We did it, guys. There we go. £290,080 from 3,563 backers. We have unlocked another stretch goal with 30 minutes to go. That is epic. Yes. Alright. I'm just going to whack a little comment in here. Yes. That is awesome. Mike, you have to go and ruin the fun. So, valid question though. Mike has just asked, is Brexit a problem for Sub Terra II? So, the short answer is no. The long answer is, it's a long answer, which involves a lot of flowcharts. And if you follow British politics, you will know why. But yeah, basically, the scenario that we need to watch out for is if the UK leaves the single market of the EU, which means that we won't be able to seamlessly move goods from the UK to the rest of the EU, or vice versa. It'll be an absolute nightmare, and will cost a ton of money and take a lot of time, basically. So what we're planning on doing, if that does happen, it seems quite unlikely, but if it does, then we'll be shipping the UK stuff completely separately just to the UK, and we'll store some extra stuff there for ourselves, obviously. And we'll do the EU shipping operation from Germany, or from somewhere in Central Europe, basically, that has the capacity to operate a Kickstarter fulfillment for that many people. So we've got a few candidates in mind, if we need to do that, who we'll contact nearer the time if we need to. At the moment, we're planning on still fulfilling from the UK, but we'll see how things go. We'll know more. There's an election on December the 12th, so we'll know more towards the end of the year about what our options are. We'll see what happens. But yeah, for now, let us celebrate the fact that we have smashed, roasted, skewered, lavaed, singed, scorched, and charred another stretch goal. That was surprising me to think of that many ways of doing that, actually. There we go, another comment. Another comment. Hey! Who knows? I don't think we're going to get another £10,000 in 28 minutes for us, but we'll see. Who knows? Do you want to chip that in? Watching on my smart TV, the artwork looks amazing, really big. Can you describe the Sub Terra 2 big box compared to Sub Terra 1 collect box? The problem is I don't know. So in terms of size, at least. So the Sub Terra 2 collector's box is the triple wall corrugated like bulb box. So the reason it's like that is so it can be shipped flat. It basically massively decreases the cost of shipping it, and means that it's far easier for us to send replacements if something gets damaged in transit, which we couldn't do with Sub Terra 1's collector box. And it also means that it's a lot lighter, but it's still very strong. It might be a little bit smaller, but we'll see kind of what makes sense with the organisers and all the different stuff that's going in there with all the miniatures and the gameplay content as well. So it's designed to fit everything for Sub Terra 2, with the exception of the graphic novel, because that would go on a bookcase, I'm guessing. But yeah, who knows for us? Who knows? 26 minutes to go. We might make it. But I mean, £290,000 is an incredible amount, from 3,566 amazing people. But yeah, now we have officially hit that. That means that we have got, as we go down to the big stretch goal graphic, we have unlocked the individual tarot card art, we have unlocked the expansion character story cards, and we have unlocked the gilded tarot cards. So that means that all the tarot cards will have individual art and individual gilding as well. So each one will have like gold features integrated into the artwork. I saw the concept that Diana did the other day, and it is awesome. So, you know what? Why don't I show you? Let's have a look. I'm just going to load some stuff up, and yeah, I might as well show you. Alrighty then. Let's have a look. Let's see what we got. It's great to sound the Indiana Jones music in the background. It's quite soothing. Let's see. I think we have a show. Yeah. I think you guys are really going to like this. You're really going to like it. There we go. Oh, my lights have just gone off. I've got smart lights, so they go off at 11:30 to tell me to go to bed. One sec. I'm going to put them back on again with my magical phone. That's amazing. Can't believe that. I'm going to dim on the live stream. Right, okay, I'm just going to add that to the screen so you have a look at the tarot card concepts. Let's have a look-see. There we go. So I'm just going to size this boy down so you can have a look. I'm just going to scroll this back up to the top so you can see what the funding's doing in the last few minutes. Scroll. So, that's another couple of backers there. So 290,454. No, not that one. That one. I want that one. There we go. Right, here we go. This is the tarot card concept. Here it is. I'm gonna make that one go a little bit there. There we go. So yeah, this is what it looks like. So it'd be tarot-cardized, as you would expect. And yeah, as you can see, it's almost like a sort of stained glass idea, and then the idea would be that kind of some of the details in here will be hot foiled in gold. To kind of give a sense of that kind of luxurious effect that you kind of associate with this kind of thing. And yeah, they're all given like cool names as well that kind of sound as if they were tarot cards. But yeah, so I'm really excited to see how these come out actually, see what the final thing looks like. Yeah, what I'll do, I'll just size that down and just pop that over here, my little batch of goodies. There we go. Just surrounded by cool artwork Diana did. And stuff Tom did, admittedly. Bring on the blue drink. Unfortunately, I don't have a blue drink number 3, so if anyone would like to bring one to me, that'd be great. I do have a reasonable amount of blue drink left though. So thank you for looking out for me though, Caroline. Yeah, we are now 22 minutes away from the end of the stream. And although I'm going to go to bed, I'm going to be really sad about it. This has been really fun. Honestly, it is really nice to be able to do stuff like this and talk to people who are excited about our games. Like, it's really fun, honestly. It really makes doing this really, really worthwhile. Like, if any of you are at conventions that we're at, Gen Con or Expo or Essenspiel or any of the local ones in the UK or elsewhere that we might be able to get to, like, please come say hi. Like, please, come and introduce yourself and say, hey, I'm a backer of Sub Terra II or Sub Terra 1 or Cryptex or Newspeak or whatever. And just say, hey, like, I backed your game and I like it. Like, that honestly makes my day. It is really nice to see. And, it's nice to meet lots of people as well. And yeah, just come and ask me stuff. Come and ask me questions. Like, if I'm running somewhere, just call me and be like, oi, what about this bit? But yeah, it is really, really nice to talk to people at conventions and kind of hear more ideas as well. I've had some really cool, like, pitches for games, ideas for content, like, yeah, some awesome stuff. And with that, let there be light. Really dramatic. And let it be bright. Clearly going nuts. Yeah, I'm going completely crazy in this office on my own. Thank you for doing the game. You're welcome, Andreas. Thank you for your support. What are the size of the tarot cards and Doom cards for sleeving? The tarot cards are tarot-sized. I can't actually remember what the exact size is, but they are bigger than poker size. They're like kind of that big-ish. I can't remember exactly. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, they're about twice the area of a regular poker-sized playing card. Like a sort of a little bit wider, I think, and quite a bit longer. Kind of narrower in format. The Doom cards are also Terra-sized. And Gen Con 2020 hotel booked. All right, I'll see you there, Caroline. Yeah, come to the stand. I don't actually know where we are yet, but we'll be kind of like in the smaller stands bit, probably on the right side, probably where we were this year. So kind of roughly in the same general area as the like Entrepreneurs Alley bit, which we were last year. Well, literally last year, this year we were in the other bit. Anyway, but yeah, if anyone is at Gen Con 2020 or UK Games Expo 2020 or Essenspiel 2020, come to the stand, come say hi, come play a game. Like, yeah, it's always good fun to play games with backers, especially. And yeah, tell us your stories about it, like good moments you've had with the game, or like, you know, anything. Or like I said, just cool ideas for promos and stuff. That's always fun. Oh, thanks, Ryan. That's really helpful for looking that up for me. So, standard Terra-sized cards, yes, they are indeed 70mm by 121mm. That is exactly right. So, about 2.75 inches by 4.75 inches. For those of you who do not use the metric system, you know who you are, America. You know who you are. Use the metric system. Everybody else does. Imperial system makes no sense. Inches are weird. And with that, we get another couple of backers. 291,074 pounds, 3,575 backers, 18 minutes to go. And then this final furlong, we'll see how we get that number, or what the number will be in the last bit. My ability to make words into sentences at this point is just completely disintegrated. Hopefully I'm making some amount of sense, who knows. But yeah, again guys, if you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments. I think they're over there-ish, if you're on YouTube, over here. But yeah, let me know. Let me know if you want to know anything, again, about how the game plays, anything about characters, future plans, whatever. Anything goes. Go crazy. I'm here. Yes, the Doom cards are indeed Terra size, yeah. So they're kind of like oversized playing cards, basically. Yeah, it means you can kind of let the art shine a little bit more. And yeah, be cool. Look really cool, especially now that we have the individual Doom card art as well, thanks to stretch goals being smashed earlier on. So yeah, they all look really cool. And if you're playing the Typhone character, you're gonna have your cool Typhone board, and your cool Doom cards with all the unique artwork on them. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. Very cool. Cool. So, what you got for me, guys? What questions you got? Or maybe just like, I don't know, shout out crabs or something. All I can think of right now is the smell of the really good gravy my wife just finished. Dinner needs to hurry up. You are a very lucky man. I would love some gravy right now. But alas, I didn't have any. But another shortbread. Why don't you convert the pledge into euros? Because euros are worth more than pounds at the moment, or near enough. But no, but we have to do it in pounds because that's where we're based. We're based in London and we have a UK account. Let's go do it in pounds. But yeah, this is why Kickstarter like auto translates, then auto like converts currency into whatever your kind of base currency is. So if you're in America, you'll see like $300 and something thousand. And if you're in the EU, you're probably seeing, well, the rest of the EU, at least for now, probably see just over 300,000. But yeah, 16 minutes to go. Let's see what happens. Cookie. Just enjoying the music now. Got any more questions? This bit of the Indiana Jones music is quite soothing, like very like a composer-y kind of thing. I don't know about you guys, but I am tired. It's been a long few weeks and a lot of hard graft on this campaign. And what's really great at this point is seeing how much you guys have appreciated that effort and that it has all been worth it. Like, this campaign has been really amazing. It's been a really big success for us. We've unlocked some amazing stuff. You guys have made some amazing stuff that's going to be a part of it. Yeah, this has been really great. And I'm really grateful for that support. I'm really grateful that you kind of validated all that hard work. Can you add those chocolate chip shortbread cookies to the pledge manager? No, they're mine. I don't even know how to do it. I'm not even sure what the things are for like shipping food outside the EU. I remember ages ago I looked up sending chili seeds or something, and the rules on sending plant matter are wild. Okay, I guess I can ask, but you are here. What time is it there? It is currently 20 minutes to midnight. The project will be finishing in 14 minutes, so it's about 5 minutes to midnight. Yeah, it is really late, and I am very tired. So I don't know what time it is with you, but it's clearly later. Were there any characters that didn't make the original rosters from Sub Terra 1 or Sub Terra 2? Kind of. Oh my god, that's so loud. I think it was the... Oh gosh, what was it? I can't remember which character it was in Sub Terra 1, but there was a character that was then... Sorry, it used to be actually a character called the Priest, but we decided to take out the kind of more supernatural or kind of like magic-y kind of stuff out of there. We didn't feel like it kind of fit with the overall tone, whereas obviously that did fit for Sub Terra 2 because of the kind of revised setting. So yeah, I can't actually think of any other characters that kind of haven't made the cut, so to speak. They've just been kind of like iterations or kind of like swapping abilities between character archetypes or whatever. But yeah, we always had... I actually didn't realise we were going to have so many characters for Sub Terra 2 in the early days, but Tim had designed so many that we thought, we'll use them. I mean, these are all good. What do you think of the fan creations for Sub Terra 2? The custom volcano. Someone actually 3D printed a volcano and kind of like drilled holes into it for a peg to go around for a volcano tracker, which is a really cool idea. I really like that. But yeah, it's honestly like some people, like some companies, are quite funny about kind of fan made stuff, and like honestly, I really like it. It's really cool. Like if people are like excited enough about your thing that like they want to spend their time making something to kind of honor it or like, you know, contribute to the thing that you made as well, that's awesome. Like it's really cool. Like really want to see it. Whether it's, you know, it's a print and play or it's a cool box thing you've done, or, you know, you've done something cool with minis, or you 3D printed something, like, yeah, let us know. If you've got cool ideas, we want to see them. And for this final 11 minutes, you know what, I'm going to put some cool adventure music. Where's that 10-hour adventure playlist? There we go. There we go. This is quite like a bit more electronica than I was thinking. It's very, very, very chill. Not quite what I expected. I don't know what was going on there. Let's just go back to the epic playlist. That's better. There we go. Alright. So, sit back and relax, explorers. For the last 11 minutes of this campaign. See what happens. You never know. Someone might just drop 9 grand. Like, it's not going to happen. But yeah, so we're on £291,203 from 3,577 backers worldwide. What's incredible about this is that like that 500 and something is more than we got in our first campaign. So like, you know, this is 7 times more backers than we got in our first campaign, which is unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, so I see someone just commented on the Kickstarter itself actually about the social goals. Yeah, the deadline is the end of the campaign, so we've still got 10 minutes to go. If you have any more Explore Outfit, or we have the Out-of-Fight pictures, or join the Sub Terra board game group, there's still time. We'll check those at the end. There's still a chance to get even more of those Kickstarter exclusive promo packs, which please give me an excuse to do them, please, because they're really fun to make. What we got here? Pardon me. How many pages can we expect from the graphic novel? Roughly similar to the Sub Terra 1 graphic novel, so it's about 60 pages, I think. If you had to pick a favourite one out of the fan-created characters for Sub Terra 2, which one would it be? So actually, earlier on, someone asked me what that would be, and actually, I really like the Whaler. It wasn't really appropriate for what we kind of needed, like character design wise, but I really like the character concept of this kind of like rugged, like weather beaten, kind of like Arctic Sea fisher character. You know, it's kind of harpooning whales, whatever. But yeah, like I said earlier, I'm really always been fascinated by these kind of Arctic adventure stories. Whether it's, you know, these kind of sort of the sort of 1900s more Gothic horror era kind of like Arctic fisheries and whaling kind of ones, or whether it's kind of Antarctic expeditions. Like I've always loved that kind of sense of adventure and kind of the wilderness and stuff. So that really kind of appealed to me. Someone just said, when will Sub Terra 3 be released? Well, nothing's been confirmed yet. There is no official Sub Terra 3, but we shall see. Keep an eye out. You're going to be an expedition leader. Thank you, Joachim. Thank you very much. So we are on £291,620 from 3,581 backers with 8 minutes to go. Dramatic voice. Cool. Cookie. Alright. What we got, guys? Just got to see. Anyone got a spare 60 grand lying around? I don't think they have. Cool. Do you reckon we get any more backers in the last 7 minutes, guys? Place your bets. Sub Terra 3 Arctic Adventure. I don't know if that would happen. You know, this is really down to Tim. Really down to what he thinks is possible. What the design space is for the kind of the Sub Terra universe going forward. So we'll see. You know, while I personally would enjoy a game of that theme, it might not work for Sub Terra. Do you know what the concept of the unlocked promo tiles are yet? We've actually got quite a long list of cool ideas. So unless all of the different goals get unlocked, which it doesn't look like going to, like we need to work out which ones aren't going to make the cut. So we'll probably do a promo poll of some description to work out what is basically what's going to go and where. Yeah, way to go, Joachim. We're going to last minute backer. So yeah, what do you reckon, guys? Are we going to get another backer? Another one backer, another two backers? We got another one! Literally as I was saying that. There we go. That's awesome. Any more in this 6 minutes? If you could have a crossover expansion with another board game universe, what would it be? That's a really cool idea. I've never really thought of that before as kind of a thing. Kind of a bridge between the two. That's a good question. Tricky. God, Chaos Penguin, yeah. That's a really hard one. I really like a lot of games. I'm just trying to think what universe would make sense. I mean, I think the obvious go-to would probably be some kind of like Lovecraftian universe. But I think that's probably a bit stale. So I don't know. Like, I'd be interested to see what people's like sort of like crossover ideas would be. Like, just because I can't even think how that would work really. It's a cool idea, though. Will you add the art book to the hardcover graphic novel? No, the graphic novel will be just a graphic novel. But we may release the art book as a kind of a separate thing. And another backer! Way, there we go. £291,722, 3,583 backers, 5 minutes to go! We've got another shout out for the Uncharted franchise. Yeah. But yeah. I've run out of things to say. Ask me more questions. Say more things. Do more stuff. There. Completely losing it. 4 minutes to go now, guys. How about in this last 4 minutes, you tell me in the comments, what more Sub Terra do you want? What more would you want? Would you want, after we've done all this, and another backer, after we've done Sub Terra 2 and delivered all this, where would you want us to go next? Would you want us to do another standalone like this? Would you want us to do another kind of game in the same universe? Would you like us to explore a particular part of the theme, a part of the game design? What do you want us to? Where do you want us to go? I mean, this is the thing. I mean, you backers of this campaign and the backers of the first campaign has been a much a part of how we develop this stuff. That knowing what it is you guys will be excited about is really important to us in the development process. It's not a case of us we make a thing and we want to make it and then just kind of there you go. It's best to know what it is you guys want to play. So yeah, tell me what it is you want. So we'll see if we can make it. Peter, what's your top 5 board games? Got 3 minutes left. That's a good question. All right, Snowblind: Race to the Pole by Pleasant Company Games. Ticket to Ride by Days of Wonder. I like Twilight Imperium. I've actually only ever played the 3rd edition, but I love that game. I'm gonna have to quickly look at my shelf. I really like. I think, yeah, honestly, Pandemic's Legacy Season 1 is a masterpiece. And that has to be up there. And after that, what have we got up there that I really, really like? Netrunner. It's got to be Netrunner. Absolutely love that game. But yeah, so there's kind of mix of weird stuff in there. Quickly answer that question. Did we end up solution putting character symbols on the meeples? I'm not sure about that yet. We haven't actually committed to that as a stretch goal yet, but we'll investigate it and see kind of what works. After the campaign closes tonight, what will be the first time you'll do tomorrow? As in, what time will I get up? Or what will be the first thing I do tomorrow? Eat breakfast. Probably very late. It's probably going to be afternoon. Can we see the inventor art? Yes you can. I am going to bring that up now. There we go. Where are we going to? Threads. Character art threads. You want to see an inventor in the last 2 minutes? I will show you an inventor in the last 2 minutes. Here we go. Alright, you ready for this? This is the first concept for a backer created character in our game with 100 seconds to go. This is so exciting, guys. This is really fun. And here we have the inventor, who is super big. It's so big. Oh dear. It's so large. I can't move it. There we go. 81 seconds to go. See if I can size this in enough time. The pressure is on. The pressure is on. And this is based on our wonderful backer, Bethan, who is the designer of the inventor character. This is based on her likeness, and this is a sketch with 60 seconds to go. You can see the inventor character with a kind of pylon backpack and the sentry turret, which will be included as a miniature in the Typhoon Wakes expansion, as well as a meeple in the standard gameplay pack. There we go. Just take a week to sleep when this ends. I probably won't. I'm going to get excited by stuff. Yeah, so 30 seconds left to go. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody who's backed this campaign and has helped support us and has contributed. This has been a wonderful experience yet again. You're such an amazing group of people. I hope we'll see much more of you soon. And until the next update, I've got 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds left. Thank you so much. And yeah, this has been awesome. And I'm just going to wait a few more seconds for this final tally to see what we've got. That is it, everyone. The campaign is over. Sub Terra II has funded for a total of this much. When I get the screen to work, what a bad time for that to happen. We have raised a total of £291,000, £291,984. Wow. From 3,588 backers around the world. That is amazing. Thank you so, so much. This is great. Yeah. Right. Well, now the hard work starts, and it's time for me to get to work after a big sleep and start doing all the stuff that we need to do to get you your games. Thank you once again, and good night.